Hi there. It's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay. Let's get on with the show.
Every week's an epic feat. They shed light on what's the trend. When will the madness ever end? From movies to the latest shows, you never know how far they'll go. Come aboard and take the ride. Let's uncover what's inside. Warriors of the night, here to fight. Pop culture explosions in the spotlight. Tune in for laughter and some cheers. Legends rising through the years.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, one and all. It's 2025, baby. How you guys doing? Today is January 7th, 2025. This is episode 191 of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. Oh, I'm hyped. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, so much is happening. So much is new. So much is exciting. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, start your engines. I, of course, am CQ. I am your Pop Culture Warrior. Joining me tonight is not Mad Max. Mad Mike. It's not Angry Elf.
Copyright.
It's one of our other beloved and favorite co-hosts. Everybody say, hey! Give it up for Nemo.
Hey! I don't know if I can keep up that energy you had, man. Holy shit.
Oh,
I feel like I need to snort a rail of Adderall to keep up.
Yes, things are different. No picture on YouTube. What? What? No, that can't be right. Oh, I think it was because I was delayed. That's the vertical. It was delayed.
Yeah.
Angry Elf says the camera is sitting really high tonight. Yeah, man, I'm trying different stuff. I'm trying new. I'm trying different. We're mixing it up, man.
Gotta try new things. Gotta try new things.
Gotta try new things. You heard it here first, folks. Billy Button says, Nemo!
I like that sound. I know I'm like too old to be making that sound, but I love that sound. It feels good. I don't know. It's a New Year's thing.
Scott says, I was so certain we were going to start the new year off right with Mad Mike. Unfortunately, he had a thing come up. Nobody's dead. Nobody's dying. It was just a thing he had to go and take care of. But I'm so sorry. You're stuck with just us.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Mike had a bad case of granular clitoritis. Look it up. Google it. Mad Mike's got it.
Vaginitis. Oh man, how's it going, folks? How y'all doing? Who's hyped? Who's hyped?
Bro.
Oh, I'm excited, man.
New
year, new us. Who dis?
And like, I know I'm just like the side piece, right? Because like Mad Mike's your main squeeze. But like knowing the cool shit we have scheduled and planned for 2025,
yes, sir.
I'm just fucking happy to be here, man.
Yes, sir.
So cool.
Love it. Fucking love it. So yeah, just a ton of shit, man. I don't even know where to begin. I'm gonna ask your patience, ladies and gentlemen, while I inch back in to all this. Is it playing sound when it's not supposed to be? Hang on. No, it's not.
Sounds good to me.
No, yeah. There's a browser in the background. I just want to make sure that that's muted. Sorry.
Gotta close the porn before you go live, man.
No, not at all. Give me a second. So, as you can tell, I have completely redone my studio. Like top to bottom. I've redone my studio. So, I mean, obviously just the desk that's here and the camera set up here, but everything else as well. You just can't see it for this. So there's a lot. There's a lot that has come and changed. And little by little, you'll be seeing a little echoes of that as we move on. But I'm also getting used to, because like, when I changed my camera setup, like I moved where my monitors usually are. So like where my chat is and where my screen is usually different. So you'll see me like darting. It's not like squirrel. It's me trying to like find the chat.
You're going out of focus because you're messing with you're putting your hands on the camera.
So yeah. So if you see me just looking weird, it's just me trying to find where things are on my screen at any given time. Yeah,
I love it. You can see like the whole wall. It's gorgeous, man.
Yes. That was the idea. Was to get a better view of things. It's still not as clear. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I could. Now, do I fuck with it? No, don't fuck with it. Do I fuck with it? I fuck with it. Let's fuck with it. Let's see if I can do this. Hang on. Is that? Nope, that's not it. Whoa, that's you're not seeing this, but the audience is. You're on a different camera.
Oh, I got a screen. I can see what's going on.
But yeah, so I this zoom in angle over here. I got some really cool stuff. I have And there's lightsabers that are blending into the wall. You can't even really see them because they're blending
Can't
in
even
so
tell
nicely.
they're lightsabers. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I trying to display more stuff, trying to, when people send me stuff, I put it up there. I got a couple things for Christmas, that people,
Yeah.
they know I'm fans of. And so, yeah, so I'm just, just trying to, make better use of the space.
Yeah. It
Um,
looks way not that the last look was bad. The new look is good. Like
yes.
I like it because I can see in more detail the shit that's on the walls. And ladies and gentlemen, I've seen it in person. So it's not like I've never seen this shit before, but it's just so cool to see it
Yeah.
that,
On screen.
the
Yeah.
folks at home can see it too, that sort of thing.
Yes. No, I'm absolutely. And please do let me know in the comments, like, if the sound is off, or let me know your thoughts, because like I am, it's I don't want to say I'm experimenting, but it's meant to evolve and change. Like if you don't like the lights back here, if you want different lights, let me know. Holla at your boy, like.
So sub to his OnlyFans. You can like just change it on an app mid
Bro,
show.
you
Yeah,
joke,
that'd
but
be kind of cool.
there's a way
Hmm.
to, like, it's been done before where it's like, if you donate, if you hit the donate button,
Yep.
you can control certain actions. I've
Yep.
thought about it. I've thought
Really.
about putting like a fucking foghorn, laser lights, pyrotechnics, whatever. So that would be,
I,
I'm like, it's so sad we lost Betty White. Just fucking
explosions.
explosions,
I mean, if people could literally control vibrators through cash apps, I mean, why can't we do cool shit like that
I
too?
don't know about all that.
Lightsabers going off in the background. I mean, come on.
No, it's true. And
It's
it's funny,
2025.
so many of these things light up in the background. And like, like the flux capacitor and some of the helmets and Marvel stuff and like the Deadpool talks and all these different, but I'm like, how much work it would be to about to go live. Turn on, 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 turn on. It would be fucking annoying.
Be like a pilot in an Apache just hitting switches for 20 minutes while everything heats up.
I got my checklist. I'm flipping through shit. Okay, all right, got it. Thanos Gauntlet. Yep, that's on. Yep, check. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Let's see. Let me catch up to these comments. What's up, Ton? What's up, man? How you doing, buddy? Happy New Year's to you.
Is a frequent flyer.
He's a frequent flyer, man.
Yeah, we've
Appreciate
seen
you.
him. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out.
Insomniac Jams. How's it going? I'm good. How you doing, buddy? This guy says New Year's, same me. Preach. Billy says, I'm just happy the setup is working. You know what happens when you touch something. Yes.
Yep.
Bro, let me tell you, for those of you that know me and know this show, I get panicked when I touch anything as it is. Imagine I disconnected everything. Like
That's
every
scary.
plug, every dude, I've been running tests on mics, lights, like everything. I've been testing it constantly to be like, God, just work on the first show. We can tweak the settings. That's not a problem. I can change lights and angles and all that. But like, just please work. Please work on the first episode. So
Right?
we're digging
Dude,
it.
5 minutes before I came into the call, my camera wasn't working. It's the New Year's bugs, dude. It's the gremlins
Hell
just
yeah.
all over the place. I'd hate to disconnect and reconnect things right now. I'm
Yes.
afraid my whole shit's just gonna power down.
Yes. Steven said, fuck with it. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for tuning in, bud. Edward Barlow, how is the Sergeant McFinger graphic novel going? You know what? We'll touch on that. Yeah, get it? The finger touch. Yeah. We'll see what I did there. Patrick, if you don't like what you see, send me cool, expensive things and I'll put them up. Yes. I'm with
It's
it.
gonna happen.
If you don't like what you see, send me. Steven said smoke screen for $10 donations. And then it's going to have a voiceover like, Ninja, vanish.
Yes.
Okay, real talk.
First
I'm
Ninja
not.
Turtle reference of the new year.
Which there are. You can't see. I gotta take that plastic
know
thing in
they're
the
there.
background. There's Ninja Turtles right there. Dope as fuck. But the plastic thing is like reflecting light. What was I gonna say? That there are like Twitch streamers and stuff who like have very cool interactive stuff and like the idea of a smoke screen. I don't mean an actual smoke screen, but like a digital smoke screen.
Yeah.
Like I know how to do it and I know how to set it up. I've watched videos on how to do it and how to set it up. But my concern is it's not like on Twitch, that's a very normal thing. Like people, sub $5 and donate $5, whatever, and it triggers certain things. Other platforms aren't built like that. Facebook's like you can send stars, or like in YouTube, you can do a super chat, but it's not built on that model of where you have those interactive things. So like I would have to. There's a way to do it. Like you set up a website, and people can go on the website, and then like almost like having like a controller, they would use that website as the to push buttons. But like if you're watching this show on your phone or whatever, or you're just chilling out, like then you'd have to have a second screen, and it's whatever. But it'd be cool.
I mean, I've seen weirder setups.
It'd be cool though, like you pay like okay. So this is one I saw that I really liked, which is like whatever you donate $1, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so you'd be me talking, and all of a sudden it'd be like. Ninja, like it would in big letters like Ninja vanish, and all of a sudden like, huh, and it just and it's the smoke effect, and then but then you don't see me, like it's you see the background, and it's really a trick of the thing where it's like the smoke screen sets to a static image of just the background. You know what I mean? But in real time, it looks like, oh shit, bitch just disappeared. And you mute your mic for a few seconds so that way it really plays the effect. But like it'd be cool.
It sounds cool. You know what the worst part is? There's some 12-year-old out there is like, dude, I've been doing that since like 2023. It's like, all right, kid, we're just finding this cool shit out. Let us alone.
Yes. Oh, and a Sports Bar. Shout out to Sports Bar. He says, "Oh, new setup, new views, new co-hosts, same old second place in fantasy football." You know what? I got nothing. I got nothing, man. Congratulations to Coach.
Burn of the new year.
Congratulations to Coach who fucking whooped my ass in fantasy. Well, not even.
It's not like you were playing.
They whooped my ass. People didn't play good. The players didn't play. It is what it is. He had like all the guys that blew. I know you're not a sports guy, but like. Every oh god, his quarterback record 4 touchdowns and his one tight end. Oh my god, most receptions by a touchdown ever. I'm like, Jesus, why is it always when it's against me? Whatever, it's fine. Patrick says you can say it. We're degenerates that can't have nice things. Yes, that is true. Yes, absolutely, 100%.
That is facts. Yeah,
100%. Could you make an ass under the co-host bubble, then make the smoke screen come out of it as if someone was blowing smoke out of their ass? Yes. And not only yes, but I really like that idea.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
Really like that idea.
It'll be especially great when Mad Mike's in the bubble.
Oh God, yes, dude. We used to have like the Radar rants, like warning Radar rant when he would rant. Like I would love a button that when when Mad Mike goes off on his little thing, I push a button. And like a little ass appears from the side of the screen. Like it would come off from the side of the screen here, a little animated ass, and then just drop shit with a little sign that pops up saying someone's talking shit, or it comes right out of the bubble. It just drops out of the bottom of the bubble.
Right out of the bubble. Yeah. Coming soon, folks.
Yes. I love it. God, man. So quick shout out because, you can't tell. Well, maybe you can't tell, but there's new. I want to mix it up this year. I was tired of using the same hat, the same shirt. So there are new hats. There are new CQ hats. So big shout out to the. I don't know if I'm allowed to say who did it, but somebody did it, and so now we even got the classic, but with the diamond, with the shield. I got that. I got the camo version, which the CQ. There you go. You can see it now. You know, the kind of the muted gray.
That's
Yeah,
cool too.
some
Yeah.
really cool hats, man. Some really cool hats. And we have new merch. If you go to
Yeah.
PCW Gear, PCWGEAR.com, we got some really cool gear that I'm really happy with. And you know what? Fuck it. It's my show. I want to share it. I'm just really excited for it. Let me see if I'm going to do this on the fly. I'm going to do this
do it.
literally on the fly. I did not have this planned, but I'm so excited about it because it's really freaking cool.
Yeah. The sweaters are dope. Like the designs you put up, man, they're so
yes,
dope.
yes.
I'm definitely going to be getting myself the Roll for Glory. You guys will see it in a moment. It's an
Yes.
FTX shirt.
Yes.
Absolutely awesome. I'm going to probably put it on a sweater because I'm a sweater guy. But
Sweater
yeah,
guy.
we need some shirts for when we go to San Diego
Yes.
Comic-Con, man.
Yes, sir.
We need
Yes,
to wear
sir.
all of them, just like every day, like FTX, WTF
Hell
Nation, Pop
yeah. Hell
Culture
yeah.
Warrior.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. All right, here we go. Let me pull it up. Where is the there? Oh, I gotta fix it. Hang on. Why is this all funky tunes? Transform, fit it to. I obviously, there we go. I obviously did not plan. Okay, so some really cool, you know, the classic, you know, Pop Culture Warrior shirt with the Talk Nerdy to me, and different colors, you know, depending on what style you're into. And everything is priced as low. Literally, I make no money on this. It's priced as low as humanly possible as they would allow me to, because I don't really care about making money off this. I just think it's dope that people want to wear the swag we make. So I got this.
I'm looking forward to when we're up at a convention and we see people rocking PCW
man,
or FTX
that's
or
the
WTF
day.
Nation Radio. It don't matter. Like, just
That's the
it'll be
day.
cool to just see our people out in the wild, you know, and you just immediately make that connection. Like,
Yes.
they get it.
So this is one of our new FTX shirts. I don't know if you can see it. The little shield has FTX on it, which the shirt says "Victory is earned, never given." And what I really love is it's really you have to have the shirt to see it. But the right under the FTX it says, oh God, what was it? I forgot what I put on there already. Let me zoom in on my own page. I was working on this all through. There we go. FTX. And it says Victory Sunum something. It's Latin, and basically I had to Google that shit because you know I don't know Latin.
I know we have it in our messages because we do
Yes.
a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So I know we have the Latin terms somewhere written down.
So it basically means to the victor the spoils.
Yeah.
That's what it says. So the FTX shield, the Latin phrase, or to the victor the spoils. So that's really cool. Sorry about it, dude. If you want a sorry about it shirt, man, I can make that happen. I can make that happen. Well, we had them for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Let's see. A couple more, just because I love how they came out. There's the Roll for Glory, which I'm a big fan of. Simple, simple, easy. You might be seeing me wear this. Unfortunately, they just didn't get here in time. I'm so upset.
Next FTX though, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very possibly. Yeah. And then in small print, you get the little minifig of me, or not me, the Pop Culture Warrior. It says it's not the height of the figure; it's the depth of the fandom. I mean, you know, dick joke.
I love the wordplay, man.
Yes.
I love the wordplay.
Yes,
you know me.
And so we have them in different styles. We also have the Warrior, the Pop Culture Warrior alternate version, the CQ Shield. And we have in different shirts, women's backs. Got some in like these bags, stickers, books, hoodies. There's, 4 pages of this stuff. Bumper stickers, if that's what you're really into. Different colors. I mean, it's really cool, man. And this is honestly, it's all fan driven. This is literally all fan driven. This is all stuff that like people have mentioned to me, or said like, oh, you should have this, all that. In fact, a fan asked me to do this. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see, accessory socks. So this was a fan requested one. probably can't see it very clearly on the screen, but it's like a superhero suit on a clothing line, and then it says superheroes change their socks. So that was just a fan request. They're like, "Hey,
Yeah,
could you make
that's
this?"
a good one.
And I was like, "Yeah, you got it." And so, in
Yeah.
fact, I think I put it on a mug. There we go. It might be easier to see on the mug. There you go. Superheroes change their socks. So, hang on a second. Something nibbling on my freaking foot.
That's not good.
Goddamn
I,
cats.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, the Mad Mike banana hammocks are already sold out.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so
Yes.
sorry, guys.
That is 100% true. All right. So enough of that. Let me go back. That I was just super proud of it. If you have ideas, you have a shirt that
Yeah.
has a larger version of
Share
that.
them.
Yeah, Patrick, you like the superheroes change their socks thing? Is that you're into that? That's the one. Like I did the sock and the mug because that's what she had requested. Why is
Yeah.
this thing's like wobbly? I'm telling you, man, I moved everything so things aren't exactly where they were. It's gonna take some time to get into the CQ watches. You know, funny enough, they had an option for like watch bands. Like you can make a band and then put logos on it, which I was like, oh, that'd be
Interesting.
dope to have like a CQ band. But then I was like, man, nobody's gonna buy that shit. We're gonna want a fucking CQ band. Like nobody wants that. Anywho, enough shameless promotion. We also have a Pop Culture Warrior, patreon.com/Pop Culture Warrior. Be a subscriber. Like there's so much new that I'm vibrating. Like besides the new setup, I have some new gear that I'm testing out and trying out different things with. New stuff in the background, new merch that you'll see me be wearing because I'll be actually wearing it. New hats. We got new interviews coming, new segments coming. We're going to new conventions that we've never been to before, like San Diego fucking Comic-Con. Let's go.
Dude,
so
we're gonna get lost. I don't know that we're gonna ever come back.
I might not come back.
It's gonna be like going to Pandora and shit. It's like I got there and I got some unobtainium and now I don't know what to do with myself. I just say,
man. Hey, we got to do it. We got to do it. If you guys want the Sorry About It shirt, man, I'll make it. Just like again, tell me what you guys want. I'll make it. Let's see, and I'll make it available. But then don't tell me you want it. I spend the time to make it, and then it's 0 orders. Fucking making me do work for no reason. If you want a thong with Angry Elf's face on it, I will do it. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll do it. You buy it. I'll do it. Anyway, it's enough nonsense. Get that nonsense out of here. But yeah, man, just so much new. FTX is gonna get a complete overhaul. Like everything. I wanted to just start 2025 and do it. I know me and you talked offline. There's something that could be such a game changer for us at the station.
bro,
That if everything falls into place as we're hoping it will,
it's gonna be amazing.
next level. Like next level ain't even
not even that it could happen, it's going to happen. We're gonna find a way to make it happen.
yes.
I'm gonna dream about that shit tonight. It's
I'm telling
so
you.
fucking cool.
I'll send you a link that you can take a look and see some of the possibilities. But
Awesome.
Angry said he'll sign them, the undies.
Yeah.
Hey Corey, how you doing, bud? So that's enough with the shill.
On the
shilled.
Angry Elf undies, just put "get out of my ass" on the back.
If you can see my face, you are too close.
Too close.
You are way too close.
close.
Yeah, man, dude. I've added some stuff, some flair to the wall. You've been here before,
Looks good. Oh yeah.
So, this is new, way up there. I'm pointing to it up in the top corner, the framed picture up there.
That's that one.
That's me and Stan Lee, man. It's me and Stan Lee. We miss you, Stan.
I remember that, man.
We miss you, Stan.
I miss him. He's the fucking nicest guy.
Nicest guy.
Legend.
Fucking
built our
legend.
childhoods. I mean, the man built our childhoods. I mean, for how many generations of people
Mm,
know his work, but
mm, mm.
Stan was in fact the man.
Yes, Stan was the man. I'm gonna move your bubble for a second. Hang on a second, just so people can see at
Oh,
home.
got it.
So it's the Fantastic Four, which this is actually you can't really see it on screen, but that's signed by Stan Lee right there. That's a
Yep.
signature
Yep.
right there. I got the Captain America shield. That's a Spawn signed by Todd McFarlane, Brian Wood, and John Boy, who were in during the resurrection of Spawn.
Yep.
Agents of Shield signed by Clark Gregg and Jeff Loeb. The Daredevil cast photo signed by the whole cast of Daredevil, the TV series, not
The
the
TV series, the
not the
Netflix
movie.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, man, and I got a bunch of other stuff like the Agent Carter
Not Ben
signed,
Affleck, Daredevil.
not the Ben Affleck Daredevil. So like the case is signed by Agent Carter, Haley Atwell, as well as Anthony Mackie, Falcon / Captain America. What else I
New
got up
Cap.
here? Yeah, New Cap. I got that new Marvel comic. Somebody gave me that as like a little white elephant, not a Secret Santa kind of thing. The little Marvel Comics
Nice.
stand back there, which I thought was pretty cool. A couple other things, man. I got what else is signed? I got the flux
We'll be here all night,
capacitor.
folks.
We'll be here all night. The flux capacitor signed by Doc Brown. I
By
got a Michael
Doc
J.
Brown.
Fox up there. I mean, a bunch of Funko Pops that have been signed by random people. My Metal Gear
How,
stuff, Batman
did
stuff.
you
Yeah,
watch the Medal of Freedom going to Michael J. Fox?
yeah, it was beautiful. It
'Cause
was.
I
fucking
imagined
beautiful.
you fucking just like a
I
little bit of
wept.
tear,
I wept.
like a
There's
single
you
tear.
can't see it in the screen. So okay, so right, let me see if I can point to it on the screen.
Yeah.
So that's the little time box, but right above it, behind it, is a picture of me and Michael J. Fox from the story that I tell about how he like climbed off his chair and like sat with me
Yeah.
to take the picture. So I've got what's Lorraine, who's
Walking Dead.
Leah Thompson.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Sorry. I was thinking
and
the bat. Lucille.
and then Lucy, and then I've got you can't really see it, but that's me and Doc Brown with the DeLorean in that photo. Everything's reversed. I'm trying to do this. There you go, that one. But yeah, so I love it. And then somebody gave me that Back to the Future sign, the one right
Yeah.
there. I'm getting used to where everything is behind me. There it is, right up there. Anyway, sorry. I get to show off my collection finally.
I'm really
Like
yeah, I
5
know. Like
five
that's the
years of
first thing I
doing
brought
this.
up. Behind the scenes. Yeah, I was like, now we can see your shit. Like it's been like 20 yards away. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not understand how big that fucking room is, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
It's that.
It
This
doesn't
wall
feel
just
like it's
keeps
big.
going.
Yeah,
It just keeps going.
There's several buildings. It's a warehouse.
Yeah, it's a
It's a whole
warehouse.
thing, guys.
It's a small corner of a big warehouse. All right. Anyway, should we actually?
We work out of warehouse 13. Don't tell Eddie.
Yeah. Eddie, he lent us the keys. It's fine.
Yeah, he totally did.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
I guess we should maybe talk about like pop culture stuff. I don't know. Did you guys hear the new song? Did you hear the new song at the opening? Please
It's
let me
dope.
know if you did, because
I like
God, I
that
love
song,
it.
man.
Oh,
I
it's
love
so
that song.
good.
It's awesome.
So good.
Makes me want to get a theme song for weekend co-ops.
Oh man, you
Ugh.
shall have one. You
Yeah.
shall have one. And spoiler alert, when we go to break at some point, there is a different it's a different song that's also Pop Culture Warrior song. So we have our opening song and our mid-break song, and I'm very excited about it. Scott says new song was good. Thank you.
There you go.
Oh,
Audience
see.
loves it.
Fucking love it. A lot of work went into that. Trust me. I ain't been sitting on my laurels the last 2 weeks. I can tell you that much. I've been busy, as you can see. Billy Button says Superman trailer. Yeah, man. Did you see the Superman trailer?
Several times.
It-
Several times.
like
I'm trying to
temper expectations.
I am, man. There's a few things so first off, the trailer has me excited. I don't want to jump the gun on you because
Yeah.
you
No,
know me,
no.
I'm the movie guy, man.
Do it. Go for it.
So the trailer has me excited for several reasons.
Mhm.
The color, how bright Superman looks, how he appears.
It's not the Zack Snyder muddled brown.
Which I wanted to love the Man of Steel so bad. I just rewatched it again just to like
Not a
see
bad
if I
movie.
hate. It's not. It's not a
It's
bad
not.
movie. It's
It's
not. It's
just
not great.
dark,
It's just not great. Yeah,
both
it's
in
not
tone and color.
like first off, Daddy Cavill, if you're listening, we love you.
We love you.
If you ever want to be on the show, please come. Let's play Space Marine. Um, but like as good as Cavill was, the content wasn't great.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to be a beacon of hope, you know? And the contrast in the new one where there's actual color in the movie, it looks really, really good. My concern is from what they've shown, the actor looks very detached. What I've seen in his facial expressions, what I've seen in just that little trailer that everybody else has seen,
Mhm.
I don't feel anything from Corn Sweat. Or is it Corn Sweat? I think
I
it's
don't
Corn
know.
Sweat. I think that's his last name. I'm probably saying it wrong. I apologize. Especially if you're going to be Superman for the next 10 years and we want you to come on the show. We got to collect them for the collection. We
Mm,
have almost every Superman except for Cavill.
mm.
Um, but no, like he looks amazing. The trailer looks awesome. I'm concerned with how many people they're introducing in the first movie. But if we look at the history of
James
Superman,
Gunn.
we've been given so much before, and he does ensembles really
He
well.
does ensembles really well.
I
He
mean,
does
look at
really well.
Guardians of the Galaxy. So first off, that's the difference that people have to separate and remember at the same time. Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew them. Nobody knew them. Like comic book fans, sure, but the cinematic versions, nobody knew them. They were
Mhm.
completely new. And he did a team of 4 or 5 immediately, and it didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel painful, and it definitely felt like
Earned.
they felt, yeah, it felt earned. Everything. I mean, look at by the
Mm.
third one, dude. We were crying. It was so good.
I wasn't crying. Fucking shit.
I was
No,
tough, man. You
bitch.
get back
You
in there.
fucking
No,
crying.
but like that's the kind of hope I have for Superman. People are the pre-screenings are saying that people feel like Guardians of the Galaxy again, and that's a good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Especially because we already know so much about Superman and most of the characters they're introducing due to all the bullshit DC has dropped over the last 10 years.
Hmm.
So you have to temper expectations. It's okay to say it feels like Guardians of the Galaxy, but at the same time, it shouldn't be too much
Yeah,
like Guardians.
I
So
agree. Everything you're saying, obviously, you look at my background, I'm a Marvel fan because of
yeah,
what they built.
through and through, through and through.
But I'm excited to see a good take on Superman, on
Yeah,
Batman, on
yeah.
Green Lantern, on all these characters that we know and
As
love.
as much as they hate the way Guy Gardner looks, I love that Guy
Which
Gardner.
I think that's the point. That's the
I
point.
totally.
If you
It's
looked
totally.
at Guy Gardner in the comic books, you're like, what a tool.
He's a
Like
douche. Yeah.
and it reflects
And it
perfectly.
works. It works.
Uh,
But my thing is too is he's building the groundwork for DC to have its day in the sun.
mhm.
And Superman is the perfect launch point in all ways because he's the man in the sun. He's supposed to be the guy. And I see the comments and people are worried that, it's like Suicide Squad or like
Mhm.
just it's Guns Justice League. They're worried it's a little bit too much like Guardians, but that's
I think it's a good thing.
okay
I
if
think it's a good
eventually
thing.
we know we're going to Justice League because Marvel had the Avengers. DC needs it. They need to go to the Justice League. They
Yeah.
need big world building.
And
So
so this is because they're saying, oh, you're just doing Justice League again, where they made the mistake of they jumped in too
I mean,
fast.
but they have
But
to.
but this is the difference. See, this is where I feel the difference that people are missing.
Mm.
When Zack Snyder did his universe, he did Man of Steel, great,
Mhm.
solo. Then we jump straight into Batman v Superman with all these characters that led straight into Justice League. And what happens is he was trying to build origin stories while also trying to give us Justice League at the same time.
And it didn't work.
And the difference is, whereas yes, with Marvel, we've done origin, and then built up to the thing. I think what he's doing is smart. Yes, he's kind of jumping to Justice League, but he's skipping over the origin stuff. That's the only thing. We're not going to get the, oh, he was an alien baby that came from the stars and we know all that shit. So we're going to skip it. He's already Superman.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
we're getting into the adventures, which is what
Yeah.
people want.
Yeah.
You don't go to a Superman movie to learn about how he became Superman. Nobody does that.
We've
You
seen
go
it.
to see it. Yeah,
That's
you go
what
to
we have
see
the TV
action.
shows.
Exactly.
What I hope they do is pay respect to the Superman and Lois TV show, because honestly, as far as television goes,
Mhm.
that is one of the best works of superhero television I've seen. And I love Smallville. It's a classic, whatever, but it's not stupendous storytelling. It's just a good show.
It's serialized.
And it was one of the first ones we had for
Mhm.
our generation, at least.
Sure.
But like Superman and Lois gave you all the backstory you need for Superman that you may not have known. Yeah, and you don't have to really accept it as canon. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't matter. What matters is you understand Superman, you understand the nuances of his relationship with Lois and his kids. And now we got a completely new story. We've already seen the backstory. First off, if you don't know about Superman, watch the Christopher Reeves versions,
Sure.
then come back.
Yeah.
Ignore everything else that's happened. It doesn't really detract from the overall themes, but give this one a chance. Let's see if DC can have it stay in the sun, because if James Gunn pulls this off, we might see the next 10 years it's all about DC, like
Yeah.
Marvel had its time, you
Yeah.
know?
Absolutely.
I'm so excited for
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. I have faith that
Yeah.
he is going to do a phenomenal job, and I'm excited to see where it goes. There's a whole roadmap for the stuff that they're working on, and I think I talked about this with Mike. The best comment I've seen James Gunn make about this
Yeah.
whole thing is that, like, we're not just gonna make things to make things, right?
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going. He's like, I, as the head of this, am only going to allow good stuff to come out, whether he's in
I'm-
charge of it or not. You know what I mean? Like that's beautiful. That's beautiful to be like, we tried this thing. I'm looking at it. It's obviously not working. I'm not even going to release it. Like, we're going to release good
Yeah.
content, not just because, well, we put 200 million into it. I guess we got to release it. I mean, I don't even get me started. Like the Batgirl thing and how that all went. There's just so much.
Yeah, don't release a fully finished movie.
Fucking-
But let's
it's-
release The Flash. The Flash was the first movie in 10 or 15 years where I almost walked out in the first 5 minutes. I was so like, this is
Was it the baby
ass.
scene? Was it the baby scene?
Yes.
It was the baby scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably
I-
the worst opening sequence of a
Yeah.
movie that I've ever seen.
And in theory, could have been a really cool scene.
Totally.
Like in theory, like if I was like, there's this scene and the Flash comes in and the building's tipping over and fucking babies are flying. And this guy's got a zip zap zoop and you're like, oh shit, yeah, let me take a look at that. And then you're like, that was not good. That was
Baby
the
in the microwave,
execution.
guys. That's what we're doing here.
Baby in
Really?
the microwave.
Really, guys?
Oh god.
But so this is the problem. This is the problem with speedsters already. So bad storytelling to begin with. This is the problem with speedsters is nobody has a conception of what speed is. And then they go from he's really fast to he can travel through fucking time.
Yeah.
Then he has a hard time saving babies from a falling hospital.
Yeah.
If you're going to open up that fucking can of worms, which is why they killed Quicksilver in one movie, by the way, because nobody can deal with speedsters.
Yeah.
If he can travel through time and move that fast, instead of making the sequence about how difficult it is to save 5 babies moving at a speed that we know he can move faster than, make it about him having a hard time not breaking through time when he's moving and working on that. And that's what's causing his difficulties instead of saving 5 babies falling from. Come on, man. He could have saved the babies before the building even fell. He's that fast. But again, we're gonna get off a tangent. But then you don't let us see Batwoman. Why? Like, for what reason? What purpose? They lost more money not showing it than if they would have shown it. So the
Tax
justification
breaks.
isn't there.
It's literally, I'm dead serious. It's tax breaks.
Really
That is
like
the answer.
because they wrote it off as a complete loss. Oh, that's absurd. I
Yep.
bet you the Flash lost them more money airing
Major tax breaks.
than
Yep. Yep.
Batgirl not being aired, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
They lost more releasing that than they saved by not releasing
Yeah,
Batgirl. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
But I
Um,
mean, Flash still made a killing because
it killed the DCU. You're right.
I mean, it sure is fun.
It made a great killing. It
it,
killed the
it
whole
unloaded
universe.
it unloaded 6 rounds into DC's head on the side of a road,
2 in
man.
the chest, 1 in the head.
I just imagine this scene from Casino when they kill the two mobsters out in the field and bury them. That's when he fucking DC'd them. It just
Mhm. So Billy asks, "What are the rumor? What about the rumors? Alan Richardson being Batman? That's not happening.
it's
That's
not
not
happening.
happening. No, no. As
So
much as I
so
love Alan Richardson too, I think he's a
yeah,
phenomenal actor. Uh,
but they're not going to get
no,
somebody bigger than Superman to be Batman. First off, it's
I
going to be a new guy.
think it could work.
I think Alan
Not maybe not
Rickson will appear
bigger
in the DC universe,
at some
but
point.
I
Yeah,
don't think
he
he will
already
be a
has,
hero.
wasn't he?
He was Hawk
Hawk. Yes, Hawk
in
from Hawk and
Titans,
Dove.
and he was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Yeah.
He looks like Hawk. He doesn't look like Bruce Wayne. He
Yeah.
doesn't. But what I could see a potential him being like Bane,
Mm.
like a new version of Bane, where they roid him up a little bit, make him maybe CG a little bit more muscle on an already enormous man, but maybe make him a villain or something else. I don't think he'd be a hero. They're looking for people who can hold series for at least 10 years, at a minimum 10
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
He's got Reacher, and he is not breaking out of Reacher
Yeah.
anytime soon.
That's his big bell cow right
That,
now.
that solidified him as an action star.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
it is the launching point to his own franchise rather than being in somebody else's
Yep.
franchise.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. Go with me here. I would love a take on Batman
hmm
in the style of like even when he's on screen, like almost like we see him as if we are the bad guys. In that like you see him in silhouette. You see him in shadow. Like even when he's like talking to Superman or something, like he's in like the one corner that's just darker. And they're like, why is that corner so dark? And it's just like he has this natural shadow about him.
I do one better. Instead of seeing, I'm here. I'm here.
Mm,
What I think I think the better way to explain the presence would almost be like omnipresence, where
mm,
he's almost like it's almost like you're not sure if he's a secondary personality to the person he's talking to.
mm.
You're not even sure he's there. He's that fucking
Yes.
mysterious. I mean,
Yes.
I saw it in the Batman.
Mhm,
I saw what they were trying to do. Like, for example, when the criminal is on the street and he's looking down the shadowy alley, and
mhm.
he's like, "Is fucking Batman there?"
Right.
Like, I'm not even
That's what I'm talking
sure.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's and I mean, and then in the sequence when he's walking through the train station and he's just like coming out of nowhere, and all these dudes are like, that's the kind of Batman we need. Don't get
Yes.
me wrong. I like Robert Pattinson, but he's 150 pounds of nothing. Like
Mm,
the average guy is not Batman. Batman is not the average guy. He's a fully trained assassin
yeah.
who can beat the shit out of roided out muscle maniacs
Yeah.
if he has to. And he usually doesn't even have to. He does everything else.
Mhm.
But like I think that would be amazing if he was almost like omnipresent, where
Yeah.
you're like he's like talking out of a shadow in a corner and you don't even see him. You don't have to see him to know he's there.
Yeah.
Just he's just like a I
Mhm.
think that would be awesome.
No,
I
and
would
I mean,
love to see
with
that.
the and then you can say the reality of it is like he could have easily like little because you know the technology side of it, like the
Little
little mini
devices.
transmitters,
Yeah.
and he just
Yeah.
throws them around the room, so you just hear his voice coming from like
Yeah.
every
Oh,
corner. You
but
know?
wouldn't that be great for fucking with villains? Like,
Yes.
there's so
Yes.
much about Batman
Yeah.
that's never really been
Hmm.
adventured into. And I
Hmm.
think if anybody is creative enough to come up with a way to make Batman really fucking crazy, it's James Gunn.
Yeah.
Just look at the Suicide Squad. look at how well that movie was done. First off, one of my favorite action films of all times, by the way. And I know that's absurd because it's the Suicide Squad, but it's dark, but at the same time, the humor is perfect. If you watch it, it's like a squad of soldiers. Listen to the way they talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do what you do, only better. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I don't know. It just felt really good. I really hope he could do something creative and dynamic with Batman. I'm excited for that. Creature Commandos is great too. If you haven't seen it yet, it's
It's really good.
funny. It's really
We've
good.
talked about it. We've talked
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
It's obviously the first 2 episodes may be a little uncomfortable
Of
just
course.
for how much it somehow both gratuitous
Mhm.
and censored
Tasteful?
nudity at the same.
Tasteful?
Like it was just weird because like you can't show
Yeah,
full
yeah.
frontal, but
But it's a
they don't have
cartoon.
nipples. It was
Yeah.
weird, man. It
Yeah.
freaked me out. It freaked me out.
I mean, but I
No,
think that's the point.
so take what you were saying about the scenes of like Robert Pattinson and how like
Yeah.
that mysteriousness and then I'm like, because like I think you can do like this is gonna sound crazy, but I think you could do a Batman movie where you have 2 different people play Batman. You have someone play Bruce Wayne, and you have someone play Batman. And I mean, obviously, you want them to be similar. Like, you don't want a 6-foot guy and then like a 4-foot guy. You want them to be somewhat similar. But the idea is that the person who is Batman is so different than the person who is Bruce Wayne. And that even though they are the same people, and then even like, so let's say you had, just as an example, Henry Cavill's been playing Batman, right? He's just that big, imposing.
Yeah.
And then you have someone like, I don't even know who could stand next to him. Like, you have like Tom Cruise playing fucking Bruce Wayne, so you would have it. So
That's
like,
absurd.
like exactly. But how also funny would it be? Like you clearly see Henry Cavill's jawline, and then Mission Impossible style, like he pulls off the thing, and it's Tom Cruise,
It's Tom Cruise.
and he's like, yes, I am Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? But like but it's this idea that we would see what. It's the idea of the mask that Bruce Wayne puts on, the persona that Batman is larger than life. He's so imagine you have Robert Pattinson playing Bruce Wayne, but then you have like fucking Jason Momoa playing Batman. Like this idea where you go, they can't be the same people. The way that people can't tell that Clark Kent is Superman, right? And you're like, that doesn't make sense. He goes like,
But if you see
and
the
takes off the
trailer,
glasses.
but you look at the trailer, I actually, for the first time in a long time since Christopher Reeves, by the way, which if you guys don't remember, go back and watch it. Christopher Reeves,
He did so good.
he was
So good.
Well, he started it. Let's be honest. I mean, aside from the black and white and all the other stuff before
But
him,
he did it better.
Christopher Reeves was iconic. He was, and so the klutziness, it was a persona thing, and so that's kind of what you're talking about with Batman.
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be played with 2 people. I think it has to be played 2 different ways.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And the same person can do that. Because again, Christopher Reeves did it. He was such a klutz. He was so meek that nobody could fathom.
Yeah.
Nobody could fathom he was a hero.
I also love the fact that he never wore a muscle suit. Like that
he
dude,
was huge, dude.
just
He was like
jacked himself up
6'3".
and fucking, and he's like, no, I'm not. They were like, you should wear pads. Like you should, and he's like, no,
absolutely
it has
not.
to be
And he looked
skin
incredible.
tight, and it looked great.
And he looked incredible.
But there's a great scene,
and that's go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say there's a great scene in Superman where he's gonna tell Lois who he is. So he's Clark Kent, and he's all hunched over, and like it's just pure acting. It's so pure acting because it's a no cut. There's no CGI, no nothing. It's just him there. He's Mika, and then he goes,
he stands up,
and he just like all of a sudden, just the posture changes, and he takes off the glasses. He's like Lois.
It was incredible.
And then all of a sudden he's just, and he just reverts back, and it's just physical acting to a like it. It looked like he shrunk as a human. It's incredible. But do you get what I'm saying though? I just
totally.
My point
We're on
of
the
like
same page.
2 people playing him, so that way like the audience sees him as this big imposing thing, which is what he wants. but that in reality, it's all an illusion. It's this.
Yeah.
It's the because that's what he plays on, right? He's playing
Yeah.
on the fear. So
Fear,
the
yeah.
idea that he's not what people envision, what they see when they see him, he's not. You know what I mean? And in reality, he's Robert Pattinson or whatever, whoever it is playing. Fucking what's the dude? He played Scarecrow. Fucking Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Make him Bruce Wayne, and then get like not necessarily like a bodybuilder, but like an Alan Richardson type. You know, a guy who's like intimidating as hell. Because
Yeah.
it's this idea of like, wait a minute, why is it he looks this way? And it's the idea that like he
Yeah.
looks scary to everyone else. He looks terrifying. And then you can really go you want to go James Gunn like woohoo wacky is that when Superman sees him, he sees Robert Pattinson in the suit. You see what I'm saying? Where it's like where all of a sudden because to Superman, he's just a dude.
I think
you see him clearly.
I think to pull that off, they would have to keep the casting of Batman or Bruce Wayne and Batman
Yeah.
completely quiet.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie, don't tell you they're two people. The only problem is that it would kind of remove the immersion once you know.
Yeah.
Like even if they're never on the screen at the same time, it doesn't matter. It just like it breaks immersion. What I think is somebody needs to do kind of what Heath Ledger did. They need to film 2 movies for Batman, right? 2 movies.
Mhm.
They need to film all of Bruce Wayne as this way and do all those scenes and film that all that way. Then when they're done with that, separate it. Have the person do like this whole transformation, completely act a completely separate movie. So like Bruce Wayne is in a action comedy or a thriller comedy or thriller action, right?
Mhm.
And then on this side, the guy as he changes his perspective and becomes Batman, he's in a thriller or horror action comedy action I keep saying comedy. But like the idea is that if you filmed it 2 different ways, you can capture that energy that you're looking for without having 2 separate people. I
Mhm.
just don't think 2 people would work because there's going to be physical change unless you got a pair of twins. And then,
No,
one
but that's
twin's
the
playing
thing.
this,
I don't
one
want them
twin's
to look
playing that.
alike. That's the point.
Yeah.
I
But
want it to
but
be the physical manifestation of like
it
the
wouldn't
ego
work.
of
It wouldn't
Batman.
work.
You know.
Yeah. I know
First
what
of
you
all,
mean. I know
I
what you
can
mean.
do it. I can fucking make it work. James Gunn.
I think James Gunn
hit your
can
boy
pull it
up.
off.
Hit your
Yeah.
boy up. I can make it work.
Yeah.
So Scott,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Scott said I think the issue is mask off Batman. You still see Bruce Wayne, but he's Batman. So would you just never have a masked off Batman in the Batcave?
Yeah.
But no, that's what I'm saying is okay. Again, I'm not explaining myself well. When it's the scenes where he's Batman, it's the Jason Momoa in the suit, right? And action and him talking and all this stuff, whatever. But it's like if he's sitting there in the Batcave and he's by himself, hood down, you would see the Robert Pattinson
Yeah.
version of him where he's just, or
First off.
yeah.
Yeah. First off,
First
Jason Momoa is Lobo.
I know. I know.
That's-
That's literally the only reason why he just kept popping in my head. I was
Yeah, that's confirmed.
physically,
I mean, that's happening.
yeah, Well, I'm not here casting people. I'm just saying.
No, I mean,
I'm
I
not
get where
actually
you're coming
casting
from.
him.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah,
But what I think they could do
I think it could work.
to fix that image in your head
Mm,
is camera play. Like almost film him upwards. Like so
Yeah.
like he's like in all of like the animations and a lot of like the comic imagery that we remember, he's always on a building. He's
Mhm.
always above everybody else. He's symbolically casting shadows
Somehow
his enemies,
he's
on his
perched
enemies.
on a wire. How do you perch on a wire? How do you
When
do
you're a
that?
master assassin, you're perched on a wire.
Like,
This man,
I get on
this
a
man is
gargoyle. I get
this
it.
man
It's
is
weird,
assassin.
but I get it.
He's been
But
trained by the League of
I always love that
Shadows.
that's like that Spider-Man pose where but it's like
Yeah.
it's a wire. Like,
Well,
fuck.
I always remember him standing on gargoyles, and
Yeah,
with
with one
the
hand,
pointy
like
the
on it.
pointy cowl and the cloak just like
Yeah,
draped down,
yeah,
almost like he's inhumanly tall.
yes,
You know what I mean? To
yes,
give you that imposition, oh, he's Batman, he's fucking bigger than life.
yeah,
If you took a combination of Robert Pattinson's Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, and Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne, I think you could pull off a decent story.
yeah.
And let's tone it down on the darkness, by the way. It doesn't have to be absurdly dark all the time. Like we get Gotham is dark.
Mhm.
Make it rainy, make it look like London, but don't make it like where it's like how you say like almost perpetual darkness.
Yeah. Like I
Don't
feel
do that.
like Gotham, as zany as that TV show was, I felt like did a good take on Gotham.
And it had a good
Like
vibe.
it,
Yeah,
it
it had
was
a good
it was
vibe
it
for
was
Gotham.
dark, but it was also like it's a city. And
Hey, there's
Penguin, I feel
sunlight,
like
guys.
Penguin did a really good job.
Yeah, I liked
On the city
Lord
of
something or other. He's a
yeah.
good actor, man.
The city of Gotham felt alive. It felt real. It's not like you watch one of these Batman movies where you're like, "Fucking nobody lives there." Like, what kind of place is that? Y'all forgetting
Although I
about
was watching
Keaton.
Man
We're
of
not forgetting
Steel.
Keaton. He's awesome.
Oh, whoa.
Nobody forgets Keaton.
Nobody forgets Keaton because Keaton's Bruce Wayne was dope. Keaton's Bruce Wayne was dope. His Batman was good for its time.
Yeah, it was
But
stiff, but there was the limitations of the
his
costume.
limitation of the
Yeah.
costume and their imagination, to be honest. But in those Batmans, he did a lot of what I'm talking about with the symbolic, like the appearance
Yeah.
that kind of drew fear. Because let's be honest, Michael Keaton's not that tall.
Mhm.
And he was still looked almost like he was towering over some of the people he was fighting.
Yeah.
I think you can do a lot of that with like camera play and action sequence, I mean, Tom Cruise stands on boxes to like keep on height with some people in his shots.
Yeah.
There's things, I mean, they did in Lord of the Rings, and they made a bunch of people look like hobbits and dwarves. You can do it in a Batman movie. Come on,
Yeah.
it's comic book stuff. Come on.
I'm not arguing. I am
No,
not
I know
arguing
you're
on
not.
that.
Yeah.
Which since we're on the topic, I'll hit it just a couple things quickly. Batman 2, which is Matt Reeves' second Robert
Batman
Pattinson
2.
the Batman 2 is getting closer, which is good.
Yeah.
They're going to be starting soon to shoot, which is great. What was interesting is we've always said that's a separate Batman, separate universe, whatever.
Elseworlds.
Elseworlds. But it came out, Matt Reeves did confirm that there have been talks that him and James Gunn sat down and how could this Batman fit into the James Gunn universe? And I think it's a bad idea to like make someone Batman, backwards compatible. Like Batman is not backwards compatible with this universe. I think the tone and style is just way off. And again, we're with James Gunn's universe, we are jumping into an established superhero world, whereas Batman felt very like he's the only one doing this kind of thing.
I mean,
so I don't think it's a good idea either. Yeah.
I think if you look at the Batman, it could work in that he hadn't made a name for himself yet enough for Superman to pay attention. And Superman's busy with his own shit.
Sure.
But like, how do you explain Mr. Terrific not knowing, the Green Lanterns not knowing, and Wonder Woman, who is going to be established pretty soon in the new the new universe? I don't think it works. First off, I don't think it works because this Batman is not a genius. He's not a smart guy. I like the movie, but
the Riddler outplayed him every step of the way.
Every step. Even at the very end, the Riddler's like, are you fucking kidding me? You got me in a box and you still haven't figured this out? and second of all, it was accidental that they figured out the final plot because the one cop's dad just happened to be a fucking carpenter. convenient plot twists like that are so annoying.
Which did nothing because seconds later all the bombs went off. So that
Yeah. It was still too late.
it's yeah, it's very I remember the plot hole in Indiana Jones where they're like, if you remove Indiana Jones from the movie,
Yeah.
everything still happens exactly the same.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yep.
Completely, he is meaningless to the plot.
He is circumstantial to the
He's
plot.
circumstantial at best.
Still a great movie.
Still a great movie. Fun, great movie, but just
It's
completely
great watching Nazis melt. That was dope.
yeah. Which by the way, if you've played the Xbox game, phenomenal.
Gorgeous.
Phenomenal game.
Gorgeous.
I'm really loving
Holy
it.
shit,
Really loving it. And just Jason Lobo is Jason
Momoa.
Lobo. Jason
I'm here
Momoa.
for you, man.
Thank you, Jason Momoa. I'm already Jason Lobo. He's already he's locked in.
Jason Lobo.
He's
That's his new
Lobo.
last name.
He should change his
Lobo.
name to Jason Lobo. So real quick, since we're on the subject of DC, we're gonna take a break. But here's the current slate as it is currently lined up for the DC universe as the James Gunn universe of DC. So we have Superman coming out July 11th this year, which is just it's crazy. Wow.
Summer blockbuster, baby.
Wow. Peacemaker season 2. There's already been teasers dropped for that. That'll be August, which again is going to tie into what's canon and what's not. They're working on the Sandman season 2. Separate.
I'm excited for that.
You know,
that's a me. That's one of my.
that's separate from the main timeline. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me is we go Superman, which is the kickoff of the universe, even though Creature Commandos kind of falls into it, but really Superman is truly the start of the universe. Peacemaker season 2, which retroactively will be made backward compatible with this new reality, whatever. But you go from that, and again, James Gunn's trying to do something different. Obviously, he's trying to do something different because the next property that comes out, all the slate of DC possibilities, and the very next thing that'll come out is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is June of the following year. It's just an interesting decision, which that's where Jason Momoa will be Lobo, which is awesome. Love that. Can't wait to see it. Then we'll get the Batman Part 2, which is October of next year. And then all of this stuff is in development, which is the Lanterns TV series, The Brave and the Bold, which, again, that's such an interesting choice. The Authority, Swamp Thing, a Teen Titans movie, a Bane Deathstroke movie, Sergeant Rock, Clayface, which I thought was...
I'm excited for that.
So interesting.
Yeah.
So very interesting. It doesn't surprise me that James Gunn's the type of person that's like, let's do Clayface. You know what I mean? Like, no one's really done it, but let's do it.
I think he has an event planned, and there's a reason to introduce all of these characters because they are going to play some kind of role in this event. I mean, obviously,
right?
You build up the Avengers, and then you have an event, and the Avengers come in. But I think he's doing it from a different perspective to be different from Marvel in that there are villains with parts to play. Because remember, the name of this phase is Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters, that's right.
Gods and Monsters. So the gods are like Superman, Supergirl,
the Lanterns,
Wonder Woman, the Green Lanterns. Well, I don't know that they consider the Lanterns gods.
He fucking has a ring that lets him create reality as they know it around them.
Yeah, but if you scare them, it falls apart. If you
but it's God level. I mean, I would put Green Lanterns on the God level.
Only as strong as your will. Only as strong as you will.
But you're
which
chosen.
Is why if you're
chosen to be the best
of Batman's hands. Wow. If you put it in Batman's hands,
God level.
That motherfucker would just control the universe.
Just God.
Yeah, he'd be God. But the rest of them are, I mean, they die all the time. Anyways, but like they're introducing people like Lobo, and they're focusing on Clayface and Sergeant Rock. I have a feeling Sergeant Rock's going to be like a World War II kind of thing, where they introduce some lore in World War II that somehow comes into play in the future. I swear to God, if they do another guy named Steve frozen on ice and thought out in the future, and so like he's killing Nazis all movie, he gets somehow killed and brought back later.
A couple of other things, because I want to throw these in there too. You're talking
Sorry.
Dynamic Duo, the animated
Yeah.
Robin origin movie. Again,
Yeah.
interesting decision. A
Interesting
Waller
choice.
TV series,
I'm all for that.
a Booster Gold TV series, a Paradise Lost TV series. Obviously, Harley Quinn has her animated series that's
Yeah.
happening.
That's still going.
There is rumor of that Constantine 2 with Keanu coming back. That's still rumored there.
Bro, I'm so up for it. I'm so
Now,
up for
the one thing that I'm most curious about, or I guess I'm not most curious, but it makes me curious, is they announced that there's going to be a Blue Beetle animated series when we're coming off a Blue Beetle live action. And James Gunn had said, like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring him part. So is like, I don't know. It just seems like such a strange decision to take that live action character you just had and make him animated. And like, are you gonna use the
Yeah.
same kid, voice
I don't
actor,
think they're gonna
whatever?
use the same kid.
I-
Because I think eventually they might. So if you view it like this, the animations are canon, sure. But they did all those DC movies all the time that were canon stories, but just outside of the timeline of what the movies were doing.
Mhm.
But what if you use the animations to tell the stories that would be too expensive to do in live action?
Hmm.
The special effects budget would be absurd
Hmm.
if you did some big galactic event in live action. You'd spend $500 million to make Avengers Endgame, and maybe you don't make $1 billion at the box office. So you start to tell like the bigger, weirder stories, or the weirder, maybe not bigger, because they're going to want their blockbusters, but you
Yeah.
tell the weirder stories with these animations, because then you can cut out all the crazy nonsense in the live actions.
So here's something
That's the
interesting.
only
I
thing I can
just
think of.
I just found this. So Variety reports, and this is going back to the Clayface discussion.
Yeah.
Variety reports that DC Studios has greenlit the Clayface movie, scripted by Mike Flanagan, who previously voiced a desire to make a Clayface movie, which would be like
Mike
a horror.
Flanagan.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think that might not the.
Oh,
other-
I was thinking horror Mike Flanagan.
Yes, horror Mike, because there's the
Oh,
Mike
yeah, yeah,
Flanagan.
yeah.
There's the other Mike Flanagan. Anyway, but yeah, so he wants to make a horror / thriller / tragedy movie. And he, it's been an issue because he has TV commitments, blah, 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 blah. But the Deadline's previous report that Clayface is going to be one of the major villains debuting in the Batman Part 2. So the fact that Clayface movie that's been greenlit, it just so happens it's being produced by Matt Reeves' production company. So it's assumed, although not officially announced,
That
that
it's all connected.
that it's part of the Batman universe and not part of the DCU Prime
Like an
universe.
Elseworld.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like Matt Reeves is basically, because of like the Penguin and stuff like that, he's creating his own universe,
Yeah.
and that the Clayface movie will be a part of that.
It
and
could
not-
be that if Brave and the Bold doesn't work, they don't even have Batman in the DCU proper.
Who knows?
And don't get me wrong, I just remember Batman doesn't fit in DC. They make him fit. They make him solve global god level events all the time.
Yeah,
But the reality is
he's an
that,
odd man out. Yeah,
yeah, he's totally always been the odd man out,
Yeah.
because the minute he steps out of Gotham to do what everybody else is doing, everything about him isn't him anymore. He's out in the sun, he doesn't
Yeah.
have the shadows, he doesn't hunt by night, he's traveling to fucking another planet, and he's got to have some mecha suit that he created just for this occasion because he knew it was going to happen. There's a lot of plot armor things that come into play with Batman. I don't know that it always works.
yeah,
So we'll see. We'll see if
Yeah.
they include him or he stays Elseworld.
yeah. We'll see. Yeah. Well, so Billy Bunting actually brought up, how about Wolfman kicking off the Universal Monsters? We'll talk.
Speaking of.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second here. We'll come back to that after the break. I just wanted to
Again,
read all the
first off,
comments.
Kicking off Universal Monsters again, because
Yeah.
they've tried
Which-
this
And
many
technically,
times.
I thought this was supposed to be set in the same universe as that Invisible Man movie that just came out not too long ago.
So that Invisible Man movie was not. It was lame.
I mean, it was lame,
Which one
but
are
it
you
was
talking
still,
about? The one with the what's her name from
yeah, with the chick,
Handmaid's Tale?
and
Yeah.
she's like running. Well,
Uh, I don't
that's
want that to be a part of the Universal
last
Monsters. It was
last
a guy who built a suit. It
yeah.
was
Well,
terrible.
it was like a new take on the whole
I-
thing. Anyway,
Totally.
regardless, yeah, we'll we'll
It's
we'll,
not
we'll
good.
circle back. We'll circle back on that. Let's take. Edward said Werewolf by Night was a great movie. Absolutely,
Excellent.
absolutely,
Excellent movie.
loved
Excellent
it,
movie.
loved it.
Don't watch it in
Phenomenal.
color. It's better in black
Yeah,
and white.
better in black and white. Absolutely,
Way
like the
better. Yeah,
like
way
the
better.
first episode of Walking Dead, man, it was just better in black and white. It's just so good. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do more show. Lots more to talk about. There's so many more headlines and things we're going to talk about. But I need to hit the head. So everybody, refill your glasses. Take a smoke break. Whack off if you need to. I don't know. Whatever it is. Somebody in the comments is being. I mean, you
Post
need to
that
whack
clarity.
off or something. Yeah, you just got to clear that head of yours. But all right, we'll be back with more right after this.
Hey, you there? Yeah, it is right, you. Let me ask you something, right? Where the hell do you think that you're going? Oh, would you think because the show is going to commercial that means you get to just walk away? Well, CQ asked me to pass on the little message, alright? And it says, I'll be back.
In the shadows of the city bright, where heroes rise and take the fight, there's a voice that breaks the night. It's CQ with the insight. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends and those crazy scenes, pop culture, dreams and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. From the comics to the silver screens, talking legends and those crazy scenes, pop culture, dreams and hidden themes. CQ reveals what it all means. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Marvel at the twists and turns, villains playing heroes learn. Every episode we'll discern lessons from the past to learn. Games we play and books we read, CQ's wisdom's what we need. Memories that make us bleed, together we will take the lead. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another fight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight. Pop culture warrior here to ignite, guiding through the tales of light. With CQ leading the charts so bright, we're ready for another flight.
Hi there. You're watching Pop Culture Warrior. This is the way.
Hey, everybody, we're back. We're back. Y'all still there? Y'all still with me? Still hanging out? I see 131 people watching live. That's awesome.
Hey.
That's awesome, man. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Actually, that number's higher because I'm not taking into account people that are watching on the vertical screens, which thank you for watching vertically. Yeah. Vertically, invertically, horizontally, however you watch. We appreciate it.
He was inverted.
He was, because see the secret? I was inverted. So yeah, like we were talking about, Jason Momoa's the new Lobo, which is, I mean, what a cool thing. I know that's something he's wanted. Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, that's dope. Good for him.
I mean, Aquaman, like, I was glad to see Jason Momoa be Aquaman because Aquaman's such a boring character.
Yeah, he really spiced it up. Yeah.
I'm glad it didn't destroy his career because let's be honest, that could have been a potential disaster.
Could have been.
Look at Aquaman 2. I like what they did with it, but it was bad. It was entertaining, but it was bad.
Yeah.
But it's good to see him getting a second shot with being Lobo.
Yeah. And so circling back to, we were talking about Wolfman.
Yeah.
So next Tuesday, I know this is the season of new and whatnot. We won't be here. We won't be here. There'll be a show. We'll have Mad Mike. We'll have Angry Elf. They'll run things. We will be at an early preview for Wolfman. So very, very excited about that. So
Oh, so excited.
me and Nemo
Es-
will be
yeah,
there.
especially if they are trying to re-kick off Universal.
Mhm.
Um, I've always been a huge fan of the Universal monsters ever since Monster Squad in the
Mm.
80s.
And
Classic Universal Monsters movie.
realistically, if you're looking at the Universal lineup,
Hmm.
I think it makes sense to start with Wolfman.
I
I,
do too. I do too.
it's the most, I don't want to say plausible because that sounds dumb and asinine, but I
Yeah,
think it's
none
the
of it's
most widely
grounded.
acceptable. Like it's widely accepted that like, oh yeah, you get bit by a werewolf, you turn into a werewolf. Like that premise
Yeah.
is just, and because I know like, oh yeah, everybody knows Frankenstein, everybody knows that. But like the idea of like putting pieces together and bringing back a person to life, like that's more of a stretch than I think being bit by something that
Almost like an
changes you.
infection. Yeah.
Yes, you know.
Depending on the take, like almost like zombie style blood because I mean that's always been the mythology of werewolves anyways, is it's almost zombie in nature. Um and it's by Blumhouse.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
good gore violence, hopefully.
yeah.
Um
Oh, there's gonna
I
be some
love
body
me a good
horror,
horror film.
body horror
Oh,
film. Yeah,
dude, that's gonna make or break the movie.
yeah,
How well do they do the transformation?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because the Benicio del Toro werewolf movie was really good with the transformation.
Mm.
Like the first time you had a full transformation in front of people and everything in a movie, because every time the werewolf appears in other movies, he
It's
just like
always,
transforms.
yeah.
It's by himself
Or you'll see like
in
it's
a
the one
forest.
shot of like the fingernail growing, and it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
but it's never like the
yeah,
full like you
and
see it
like
all.
ferns,
Yeah.
but like to see the elongation and the shifting.
Mm.
I even like the Van Helsing transformation where he like rips his flesh off and the beast
Yeah.
was underneath the whole time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
dope.
That was
That's a
an
killer
interesting take.
transformation.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I like that.
That's gonna
Uh,
make or break the movie, man.
so tune in for a breakdown of our thoughts on Wolfman
I'm
shortly after.
excited.
We
I
probably,
love
I
me a
mean,
good horror
you
film.
see, movie 7, 9. So the boys will probably still be live. We call in
Yeah.
and check in and give our reaction from
Yeah.
the road. Some other news, Secret Level, which have you seen all the episodes of Secret Level?
Yes.
Very interesting.
So good.
Very interesting. If I'm being 100% honest, I'm very 50-50 on it, only because I like it so much that I feel withheld. I feel like you
You feel like you got shorted.
yeah, you showed me this amazing cake, and then like you dipped your finger in it and was like, here, taste this. And that's it. That's all I get. You know, I felt robbed. I felt shorted, and that's the only thing for me like that I take away from this that I don't
mean-
rave about it.
I mean, how much of a cock tease was the Mega Man episode?
Oh my god, it's just you're
It's like-
let's fucking it's over.
Yeah,
You're
it's like
oh,
he shows up and he's like,
it's
let's
the
go to
Avengers
work.
thing where
And
he's
it's
like,
scene.
I am met, and it's gone. You're like,
it's a directed by
yeah,
by what's his name? You know, and they do the
Yeah.
Transformers song.
yeah, the Michael Bay. Yeah.
The Michael Bay, yeah.
You know,
Oh,
it's
so-
just really. I think it should have ended like the what's the Larry David one, the fucking like that's how it should have ended, because you're like, what the fuck? You just left me hanging here.
Oh, dude.
I literally got blue balls. I got
Dude,
mega
they
blue
got
balls.
they got us rock hard and they slapped the shit out of it. It's like,
Yeah.
nope,
No.
not tonight.
So like I love an anthology series.
Yeah.
The pirate captain one with Arnold Schwarzenegger guy,
New World.
New World.
New World Eternum. Yep.
That was a self-contained story.
Yeah.
And where like that's an anthology series. You have a start, you have an end. It's short, it's to the point.
Yeah.
That's it. The Sifu one was good.
Sifu was dope.
The
Dungeons
but-
and Dragons was fucking amazing. Gave me
but that-
chills.
But
bro.
again, you're like, you got me to the edge of my climax, and then you were just like, well, time's up, and you're like, no.
Yeah. But
No.
so my thing is this.
Yeah.
Because I first off, I've played almost every single game that showed up,
Yeah.
except
Yeah.
for the Concord one, which was tragic
Yeah.
because the anime was actually
It was.
really
It
good.
was actually interesting.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Because you could tell they had plans for
Yeah.
Concord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, what I like, especially with the news of Warhammer, for example,
Yeah.
is to see and to give people give the companies a chance to see the response
Sure.
for something of that level of
That's fine.
violence and
Yeah.
gore.
Absolutely.
Like and again too with like
It's a showcase. It's a
Dungeons and
teaser.
Dragons.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
They made Honor Among Thieves and it was great. It was a comedy, but it
Hmm.
was great.
Hmm.
But then they can see that the more traditional serious side of it is
Hmm.
equally as successful as something like because
Absolutely.
they see D&D and they're like, oh, it's for nerds, they're not going to
Yeah.
want serious. It's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah. That's what they
Make
said
it
about
like,
comic books not too long ago and
dude,
video
make it
games.
like the 13th Warrior, and do you know how
Yeah.
many people are going to fucking show up to
Yeah.
watch that?
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
that's what I really liked about this. I'm really excited for season 2 now.
Yep.
I wish they made hour-long episodes. I really fucking do too.
Hmm.
But I mean, Love, Death, and Robots. What made it good was that they were short and they were some of them were self-contained. I think that's what makes it good. I mean, the Warhammer episode was simply a cutscene from Space Marine. It's that's what Space Marine looks like. It's
Hmm.
so fucking good.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, yeah, I'd love to see more of them.
I see.
I
So this is my take on it, which was
Mhm.
they were all really good and well
Yeah.
done, but it
Yeah.
upsets me when the D&D one stops before it gets like really good. The Mega Man one stops before anything really good
Oh,
happens.
before anything happens.
Yeah, like all the best
The
ones.
Pac-Man one?
The Pac-Man, like that's the other thing.
That was a full story.
That's twisted. It's twisted. It's a different version than we've ever thought, but it's a full story. It gave me a start, a middle, and end. Okay, I'm fine with that. It just don't leave me like obviously leave me wanting more, right? Like that's the
They
whole
did.
idea. But don't not show me the end. It's like they literally took the end off of it, or they're like, we don't know how to end this, so fuck it, just we'll leave it here. But otherwise, really good. I really liked it. I'm excited. They have announced there's a season 2 coming.
There
And
has to be, yeah.
that's
The
great.
success of this one. What I love is this gives a chance for games that people, because you guys, audience at home, you guys know me. I'm the fucking gaming side of things. I love that this is a great way to highlight storytelling from video games as a serious medium because
Yeah.
people view games as like games. They're childish in nature. But the art level behind these stories, I mean, it's changed lives. Depending on the game, of course. It's not like Pac-Man really fucking changed lives.
Yeah.
I mean, it did some people.
I mean,
But
yeah.
but I mean, gaming as an art form has already taken on a life of its own. It's driven technology and computer processing, graphics, and strength astronomically over the last 10, 20 years because people want better, cooler games.
Mhm.
So it is very clearly a medium that needs more attention, or at least mainstream attention to like really show that it's to be taken seriously. When I mean, look at Fallout, look at the Arcane series. Excellent fucking storytelling from gaming. Excellent storytelling. Um, Warhammer when Cavill takes over. Witcher before they fucked it up. It was so fucking good. It was
Mhm.
so good. I mean, from the very beginning, they fucked up the story. They weren't doing it by the books, which is why Cavill eventually pulled out.
Yeah.
But so much of it was still so close to the books that it still felt really good leading up to the third season. So imagine if you take the source material and really lean into it rather than try to make it Hollywood, because that's all these writers are trying to do is try. Oh, well, people want to see this, people want to see that. Fuck you. You want to see that. What we want to see is the Witcher swinging his fucking sword around, blasting magic, killing things, and saying
Mhm.
fuck a lot. you know.
Fucking
But
random alien, or not alien, but like
random
mythical
monsters.
mythical creatures
Yeah,
and people, then
yeah.
yeah, and that's it.
There's people. Hollywood loses sight of, because they're always so concerned about filling seats and making money.
Yeah.
Streaming is the primary place where you should let loose.
Mhm.
Just completely let loose. Fallout did it. They leaned so hard into the material,
Mhm.
and it worked.
But
It
it
worked so well.
matters so much on who's running the project. That's the thing.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it first
Yeah.
and foremost. It's who's running it. Because if they don't
Yeah.
give a shit about the source material and they're just
It's
trying to
gonna
make a
suck.
thing with their stamp on it,
Yeah.
it's not going to be good. The one thing I will say, as good as the first season was of Secret Level,
Yeah.
we missed out on one thing.
Oh, what's that?
So the creators came out because they were asked, like, oh, what were other ideas you had? And they go, well, there was this one idea we had. And they said, we're friends with the creative director at id Software, and we're also friends with the folks over at Microsoft. We pitched them a Master Chief / Doom crossover.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And it was like this whole thing, and they were very passionate about it, and they had this beautiful vision for it. And I'm like, that would have been dope. I mean, to see either or both in a crossover, I think
Either
would have been
or.
super cool.
Or both separate. Yes.
Yeah.
Doom, Halo, I don't need it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Would I like it? Yeah, it'd be amazing. It'd be
Yeah.
super fucking metal. But let's be honest, Doom guy is already fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Master Chief is already fucking awesome.
Absolutely.
Keep them, have them do their own thing, and give me a fucking Doom. Like, they pitched it as Doom and Halo. If they would have pitched it as a Doom episode and a Halo episode, they probably would have fucking got it. Stop trying to break something that works. Like, I'd have been real pissed if they put Mega Man and Pac-Man. Keep them separate. Those stories are unique and different for a reason,
Mm.
Now, don't get me wrong. If they did a battle royale, everybody fight for them fucking self kind of war scene, I'd watch that. Everybody would.
Yeah.
But if it means I either get this or I don't get them at all, don't do that.
Yeah, you take what you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me Doom Guy. I'd watch that. Give me Master Cheeks. I'd watch that.
So Billy says he loved Gundam on Netflix. There was the one episode that was a very, very Gundam-esque with Keanu Reeves doing the voice.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
What?
That was Mech Warrior. That was not Gundam. That is Mech
similar
Warrior.
in that it's giant machine robot controlled fighting. I mean, it's practically the same thing.
Stop.
It's
it is
practically the same thing.
Not. First off, if the Gundams and the Mech Warrior suits were the same size, I think Mech Warriors would wreck them. And I think Gundam people might be sending me death threats right now. But no, like that Keanu story was so fucking
so good.
So
good.
Cool.
And at the end, when he just does the
But
fingers.
I'd love to see I'd love to see a Gundam episode. What was that?
No, it's at the end of the episode when he sticks his finger, he's just like, and you're just like, oh man, dark, love it,
super good, super good.
So if you haven't seen Secret Level, highly recommend it. A lot of the episodes are like 5. I swear they feel 5 minutes long.
Mega Man was 5 minutes. I was so pissed.
And then like the one with like the body horror where it was like fucking they piece by piece turning into a robot boy. That one felt like it went on forever. That was one of the few where the kid that becomes the experiments.
Outer Worlds.
The Outer Worlds. Yes, thank you. It was impactful,
heavy,
but I feel like it went on too long. It went on too long.
Yeah, that was a little too long for what it was.
Yeah. Give me an episode like that for Mega Man.
I felt let down by the ending.
Well, sure.
But I think that's the point.
That's the point. Exactly.
Is it's just fucked up. And I mean, that's what that universe world is like.
That's what anthology series are best at.
Yeah.
Is leave you feeling like, oh God, that's fucked up. Because you don't got to worry about like, oh, how we're going to continue the story. No, just like that's the reality. Sometimes people die. Sometimes shit goes wrong.
Let those nerds salivate.
Yeah.
They'll never get a part 2.
Yeah, like it's The Walking Dead did like an anthology series Tales from the Walking, which I thought was very good because they can tell
One-offs
those
are great.
one-off
Yeah,
stories.
one-offs are fantastic.
What's the other one? There's another one. Oh, Black Mirror. Black Mirror is a
excellent
perfect
anthology
example
series.
of anthology series.
Although they do continuations of some of the
They
story
do.
arcs,
They
which
do
I like too.
continuity and connective tissue
Yeah.
and things like that, which is fine. It's fun. But the
It
idea
is.
that you don't have to worry about this following along of this long plot lines, and
Yeah.
it's just here's the story. And I think Black Mirror is just so good at it's like they don't have to spell out the world for you. Like if you just pay attention, like this is the world. Oh, like shit, she's eating a robot. Like that's just okay. That's the fucking world we live in. You know, they eat robots. Like it's
just
just
it
you
now.
just yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. You know. But whatever. Anyway, I pulled out a few headlines that I thought
Sure.
you would enjoy. Not to say you don't know about it, but to say that I thought they were storylines you'd
You know
like.
me, I probably know about it.
Helldivers movie announced.
Yes.
I figured that you must be excited because it's like you like Helldivers, you like movies.
I do.
Okay.
And I do.
Okay.
But
Sony.
Sony.
Yeah.
Sony,
Fair
hey,
point.
let's abandon Spider-Man, and because we
Yeah.
can't do that, right? Let's try making video game movies. And I'm like,
We fucked up we fucked up Spider-Man. The like of all the characters,
bro,
that
the
have one of
most
the biggest,
fan-friendly movies.
richest, most depth. Like this guy single-handedly has a rogues gallery that I don't care. Put it up against anybody. Maybe Batman is close to like the level of rogues where like you can't tell me, like if I say Thor, name 3 side characters in Thor, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like, but
And I've
like,
seen the movies.
yeah, and like, but you Spider, well, yeah, Gwen Stacy and Jay Jonah and Robinson and Flash
Craven,
and
Venom, Carnage,
yeah.
Vulture,
But see, that's it.
Rhino.
I'm not even talking about villains.
Scorpion.
Random character, Betty Brant, you know, Harry Osborn. Like he is such an eclectic
much,
group of
yeah.
characters, you know, that like you know not just the heroes but the villains and the side characters. Like name a character, a superhero that like that's why I say you have to get to the Batman where you're like, well, yeah, because I know Jim Gordon and I know Harvey Bullock and I know like that's it. I think no. What are you gonna say? Superman Perry
Alfred.
White? You know, like
Alfred.
there's nobody has a cast of characters the way those guys do.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so Sony,
Helldivers. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's exciting to see Helldivers on screen. If they do it like the game. But the problem is I don't know that it translates well. And I say that knowing full well how amazing Starship Troopers was and knowing how lasting the fandom for Starship Troopers has been. But that's the problem with Helldivers is it's like Starship Troopers and it's going to feel like Starship Troopers because they're the same kind of thing. So people are immediately going to be like, oh, well, it's just Starship Troopers without giving it a chance. Helldivers is fucking awesome. The universe building is fucking awesome. Can you pull it off? Because Starship Troopers looked like a caricature of military life and government control and all this other shit. And I don't know that they can recapture something like that. Because again, they're going to go into this trying to make a serious movie, and that's cool. It could be a serious movie, but the elements are absurd.
So if you make Helldivers 2 in the vein of Starship Troopers,
it'll be amazing.
I think it works.
Oh, because that's what it. I don't know if Helldivers was built off of like the idea of Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Because the universe is the same. It feels exactly the same.
Yeah.
So the question is when they try to make it, do they try to make it like Starship Troopers? And then everybody's going to say you're just trying to be Starship Troopers. Yeah. Anybody who's not a fan is not going to understand. I think it's going to kill the movie, and that scares me. Because then we never get a Helldivers again. You know
what? I'm trying to think of what other Sony led properties. So I'm thinking like that Gran
Horizon.
Turismo movie that just came out not too
It's
long
okay.
ago.
It's okay.
Uncharted. They made an
Eh,
Uncharted movie, which
wasn't
was,
great. I
I
think they're
mean,
trying to do a sequel,
yeah, I mean, you got Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, and it was meh.
and you fucked it up.
Like, it
And
was.
you fucked it up.
Antonio Banderas was in the movie. Like, how do you
Well,
make that
you
not
didn't need
sound?
Antonio Banderas in the movie. You
Yeah,
should
but
have put somebody else in the movie, like Pedro Pascal. He's in. Um, but
he's hot.
I
It should have
think
been The
the
Rock
talk.
and Kevin Hart in Uncharted. That's what I think it should have been. That's where they fucked up. It should have been
Oh, I'm
the
so
Rock and
tired
Kevin.
of that combo. Oh, I love The Rock and I
Yeah,
like Kevin Hart, and
yeah.
I'm so tired of them
So we're
doing
over it.
movies together.
We're
Now
over it.
make them be, if you could pull it off the way they did the other guys where it was The Rock and Samuel Jackson, that was awesome. I'd watch a movie about those two.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think the talk is Helldivers and Horizon
So
Zero
it's
Dawn.
it's a, it's a couple. There's
Yeah.
Horizon. There's Horizon Zero Dawn. There's Helldivers 2. Also, the Ghosts of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. That's getting
Yeah,
an animation.
that's
Yeah.
that's getting an adaptation. They've mentioned. I mean, obviously, we already know Twisted Metal's on Peacock already.
Yeah.
But they've talked
It's
about
pretty good.
continuing the Uncharted series. God of War is also on the
Yes.
table.
Yes. Yes.
So there's
How do you pull that one off, though?
just
Like,
do the video game minus the controller. Like, it's so
I
simple.
agree. I agree. I mean,
fucking
again, look at The
Last of Us
Witcher.
did it. Last
Yeah,
of Us
Last of Us
did
was
it
excellent.
perfectly. Just like this is what you do. Have someone play the game, put a camera like this, recording it, and then put that shit on the screen.
But
Done.
my thing is,
$1 billion movie.
is, how do you flesh out the universe of God of War? Because the first thing they're gonna do is put a female doing this into the movie, and a couple of people doing this, and then there's another side story of some other people doing that, and somehow it relates to this story, and it's gonna. They never do just what they need to do. They always add all this other absurd nonsense that the rest of us are rolling our eyes about because they gender swap this character, or they completely changed something about this character, or combine these two people into the, because we my wife and I just watched the first episode of Mayfair, which is season 2, which if you watch season 1 was a fucking train wreck.
Mm.
And we just love a good train wreck, so we're still watching it because I'm a huge Anne Rice fan. I read all the books growing up, which was probably not great for my mental health, because they're fucked up, but they're great, great fucking stories. And they like combine characters in the show, and I'm like, why? These are two very unique and different characters, and it's and then they gender, not gender, but then they completely race swap the character, which is fine if he was one person, but now he's two completely different races of people combined, and then it's a completely third race of person, which again is fine, actors doing different roles, and that's fine. But when you're completely removing several people, combining them even though they both had very important parts of the story, that's like taking the horse out back and shooting it before it breaks its leg. So the show's like a wreck, but she wants to watch it, so I watch it with her. But that's what I'm concerned with when they do these things, is completely removing certain people who have big important parts to play, or adding stories that are unnecessary. Now, The Last of Us did it well when they added the couple of dudes
Yep.
who had the I mean, talk about
Mm-hmm.
an excellent episode of television. First off,
Mm-hmm.
the storytelling, you felt for people you did not know 2 minutes prior. By the end of it, you're like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, holy shit. Talk about world building.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about, just, you talk about anthology. That is an anthology episode that is self-contained.
That's a bottle episode. Yep.
That is a bottle episode, and it
It's
was
beautiful. Well
probably
done.
one. I mean, they won awards. They won awards for that shit. Nick Offerman, oh fucking, that dude is incredible. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a straight man playing a gay character, and he did it with such, like, again, but I worry that those are one-offs where they can't pull off something like that in other shows, like The Witcher. They added and changed a bunch of people and changed like how things played out, and I'm just like, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, I mean that's fine, but then you pissed off the people who were like diehards,
Mm,
and then the show gets like the guy, the main leaves because he's pissed, and
yeah.
now you hire somebody else who looks ridiculous compared to him, um and then you kill something that was doing amazing, and that's what I'm concerned with, because
Yeah.
if they see the success of things like Arcane, Fallout, Last of Us, and they're like, yes, video games can be awesome, and then somebody comes up with something ridiculous, and it's like we're back to square one. Hollywood's like, video games are out now, but they're not. You just made a shitty product
Yeah.
and you blame it, and then they blame it on us. I
Yeah.
love when the directors and everything are like, "Oh, the
Yeah.
fans are toxic." It's like,
No. No. Stop releasing
go eat a
shit product. Yeah.
dick.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
comment
sorry for
from
that was a tangent.
yeah, there's I didn't put up my rant button. There's a comment from Francis that says, Nemo, show me your couch. Uh
Is
I'm
that
gonna
a euphemism?
I guess. Maybe he meant crotch. Maybe he misspelled crotch. But anyway, moving on.
I don't know that that's gonna happen, man.
Another headline for you that I thought you would be happy about or sad, depending on how you look at it.
Depending.
South Park co-creator confirms new episodes are coming. South Park, more South Park is coming.
I was just talking about it. I was just talking
Later
about
in
it the other day.
2025. Like,
Yeah, of course.
much later in 2025. They're
Yeah.
saying probably in the fall.
$1 billion deal.
Yeah, probably in
That
the fall.
$1 billion deal, and then they were like, "Let's just make short movies, and then we can get out of making new episodes." Like,
Pretty
fuck
much.
you. Make new episodes.
So South Park series co-creator Matt Stone revealed that it's been a while since new episodes have been released because of their work on an upcoming movie project with Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free, but that new episodes will be returning sometime in 2025, which means
Nice.
end of
Dude,
2025.
could you imagine we get a new fucking movie from South? Like, maybe it's not even South Park. Maybe it's like Orgasmo or
Yeah, or
Basketball or some shit.
Yeah.
Classics. Like people.
Underrated.
I
Underrated.
we need some more of that, dude. I'd
Yeah.
love. Yeah, that's exciting.
So he said, we are working on a movie. We're doing a movie with Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free and their company.
Nice.
They haven't said what it is or talked about it.
It's gonna be funny.
It's yet to be revealed, their title. But Stone said he's confident that they'll be releasing this movie on the July 4th weekend, which he says we're working on it. Hopefully it'll be out July 4th weekend, which is hilarious because it's going to be opposite Jurassic Park. That's
yes.
That's when you want to release.
You know where my ass is going to be.
Yeah, that's where you want to release a new
South
movie.
Park.
But he said, yes, more South Park
That's
is
awesome.
coming later this year, 2025. So
That's
we
awesome.
will have South Park episodes. Yay!
I'm here for it, man. I'm here
And
for it.
we were talking about The Last of Us 2, which finally they made a surprise appearance during Sony's CES 2025 event, with finally confirming season 2 among its many adaptations of things. April 2025. We are just
4 months?
3 months, 2.5, depending on how you slice it. 2.5 to 3 months from more Last of Us, which is so exciting. I've seen some early sneak peeks at it, and
I just
it's-
hope the fan base doesn't do the dumb thing they always do and send death threats to the people who act out the villains. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
guys.
yeah.
Come on.
Although,
Use your brains.
does that not mean you did such a good job at portraying
totally.
a
Totally.
villain that
that's
people
not
will
the-
hate you as a person?
But that's not the award you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's not the
I feel
reward.
bad
Yeah,
for the actress who played Abby in the video games. Like,
yeah,
she got serious death
Yeah,
threats. It's like,
yeah,
dude,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
playing a character.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it. Look, I'll tell you guys a little secret about Hollywood. Most of the people known for playing some of the worst villains and horrible people of all time are the sweetest, nicest, most
people.
wonderful people. And all those golden boy, perfect hair hero types, a lot of them are assholes. Huge, entitled, pretty boy assholes. Guys like Jeffrey D. Morgan, who's played just the gruffest, meanest, most horrible people,
He is the fucking
is
sweetest
the
person.
nicest human being you'll ever meet. You know, or the gruff guys.
I
like,
want him to adopt me. Just be my dad.
I will have his baby. Okay.
Just be my
but,
dad. Let's go play
yeah,
catch.
let's
Can we
just
play
catch with
catch?
me. Can you just play catch with me?
I just feel like I want to catch up with him, see how his
Yeah,
life's
you
going.
know, Norman Reedus,
He's so
man.
nice.
Norman Reedus
Norman
is
Reedus
the
is amazing,
sweetest,
dude.
nicest guy. You know, and again, you know, he plays the rough and gruff.
I know
and-
him vicariously through you. I've heard
Yeah,
the stories.
yeah,
He seems like just
great
genuinely
stories.
awesome
Hey,
people.
we've met fucking Earl and Yandu.
Michael Rooker.
Michael
Oh,
Rooker, who plays
he's fucking
the
awesome.
meanest, nastiest, most horrible, and just a sweetheart. Wonderful,
Dude.
wonderful guy. Just
Dude,
the
remember
nicest
when
guy.
he took over? Was it the Boardwalk Comic Con? It was AC Boardwalk.
ACBC,
So,
yep.
yeah, ACBC.
Atlantic
Yeah.
City
Oh,
Boardwalk Con.
he's
yeah.
like took the mic from the MC and he's just like, I'm running the show now. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
let's say sometimes the meanest, nastiest,
Yeah.
most are just the sweetest people, and then you know you get these
Manu Bennett.
Manu Bennett. That was
Who I
that
swear
was
to God has a love story with Mad
yeah.
Mike.
That's that he was inside of him, deep inside of him. So yeah. Anyway, that's your side tangent. There's been some rumors that Xbox is going to sneak announce and release a new console, not an upgrade, but a new console called, and it's being dubbed Xbox Prime. They shut that down. They said, look, we don't know where these rumors are coming from. That's not happening. And this, like, it was so prevalent. I was seeing it really pop up in like my threads a lot, where they were like this is why, and this is why. Like, there's gonna be a new Call of Duty, and it's gonna be like the launch game, and it was all and this, and that, like, you know, developers already have access to the development kits, and like it was huge, and like, if true, it would be a huge deal because it'd be the first time that like a system didn't do like the pro version, the light version before going into the next iteration.
The next iteration, yeah.
And they would be way ahead of PlayStation 6 at that point if they were to make the jump to the new. But they're saying that no, that's not happening. Xbox time, Xbox is like, yeah, it's just, we're not doing that.
So
it's not happening.
The next Xbox is going to be a handheld console.
You think so?
I think so. I think so because I got a Steam Deck for Christmas, and I can play all my PC games on my Steam. Well, most of my PC games on Steam Deck. And you're starting to see the backbone for the cell phones to where you can play your Xbox games on your cell phones. You can't really play Xbox on Steam Deck unless you have like third party and stuff like that.
But you can play now on like laptops and things like that. You can play your Xbox games and PC.
Oh, totally. I play Xbox on my PC all the time. That's actually, I haven't kicked on my Xbox in probably 5 years. I've just been playing primarily I still have Game Pass. I play all on PC. Now that they've moved to this big PC Xbox Game Pass thing, it makes more sense to have a handheld that is a PC that plays all of your Xbox Game Pass and PC games on this handheld that could also be connected to the television, which sounds a lot like the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Or the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But there's no console that does both. So you have the Steam Deck that does PC games. You have the Nintendo Switch that does console games, but you don't have one that does both. All the console, all the PC. If one of the companies comes out with one that can play every game that exists across console and PCs, that will be the one that dominates the market. Because right now Nintendo Switch can only play Nintendo Switch games. I mean, obviously they want to dominate, you know, all the specific titles exclusive to the Switch. I get that. But if you made an Xbox handheld. It had all of the Xbox Game Pass, all of the Xbox PC Pass, and you could probably download Steam on it because they would allow that. It's going to dominate. It's going to dominate the market because all these handhelds now that currently do, you can do everything that you want on an Xbox handheld. You just have to have third-party mods, or you have to download certain things to have access to it. If they could pull it off, that could be the next thing. I don't think an at-home console that you park on a desk is the way to go anymore. I don't. Switch and Steam Deck kind of killed that. I mean, Asus ROG, all these other handhelds too, they're all killing because I mean, you can just hook them up to a PC screen or a television, you know.
So I'm going to share my thoughts, but first I'll read. Scott says, I don't agree. I think the performance increases they need for the next gen will still keep it as a console. For example, practically everything on console is 30 FPS. The next Xbox console series should be breaking barriers and making everything 60 FPS at minimum.
Sure.
And, for hardware, you would need muscle for something like that. So
Yeah.
here's my thoughts. And it's funny because I'm kind of in between both of you, which is I do agree that I think handhelds are going to become more of a thing. But on the flip side, the argument against what Scott's saying here is that I think I was reading a report about this where they were talking about how the cost to make games has risen dramatically to make these games. And it's not just like, oh, well, we're going to be making longer, like open world, bigger games. That would make sense, right? You make an open world game, you have to, all the extra polygons and all the things you have to do. But even like something like a Call of Duty, which is a straight line shooter, run down this hallway and kill the guys, is also still costing money. So why is that? And it's because, they have to build better and better technology to keep up with this demand for higher and higher resolution. I think we are going to get to a point where people are like, I'd rather have less polygons, right? I don't need to see the bead of sweat on this dude's ball sack, to enjoy my game. I remember there was the one story about like Red Dead Redemption 2's horses, their balls will droop in the summer and rise
and shrink in the winter.
And it's like, why? Whose job was it to program that? But anyway,
somebody's job.
Besides the point. But
Some guy spent 7 years staring at horse testicles.
he's like, I've got to check if this is right. But that's my point is that I do think, remember cell phones were getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
And now what are they doing?
And then people realized you can watch porn on it, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger screens.
And play video games on it.
Yes. But that's my point is that, like, I think we're reaching a critical mass of, like, can your eyeballs really, like, I've played 1080. I've played 4K. I've played 8K. And at a certain point, I'm like, this doesn't look any different to me. Yes, you can stretch out the screen bigger and it maintains its clarity. But if I'm playing on a screen this big, I don't need 17K. You know what I mean? Like a 1080 that runs good is gonna do great. That's what all those people playing Switch. They're not playing it for the graphical fidelity. They're playing it because it's just fun to play.
It's fun and it's portable.
Yeah. So I do agree. I agree with both of you that there is a push for better and better frame rates and better, technology. But I also do think that there's people. Why was Balatro a Game of the Year candidate, which looked like it was made in 1992? You know what I mean? Like, there are these, like, yes, Call of Duty is going to be huge and all this is going to be huge. Fallout's going to be huge and all these things are going to be huge. But there are also really good games. Dude, Minecraft, when it first came, it looks the same. But, like, the idea that in an era where everybody was pushing, like, there's high fidelity, this dude made a game about blocks. And it is a bajillion-dollar franchise now. You know, Roblox is one of the biggest thing played across the world,
Minecraft.
and it's fucking it looks like some dude made it on his fucking
I mean, look at
Chromebook.
Minecraft. Look at
Yeah.
Minecraft. Now it's like super high res, crazy nonsense. But my thing is this. What you bring up one very important point is people want you say it, but what I'm seeing in the chats is people want power.
Mhm.
They want, like Scott saying, 60 FPS over 30 FPS. It's fine.
Yeah.
1080, 60 FPS is good. It's great. It's what people are it's generally the standard now.
Yeah.
How much did the last console cost?
The
$600,
Xbox? It was
right?
like, yeah, 5,
Yeah,
6, yeah.
it's like
Oh,
five,
yeah.
$600.
Yeah.
What do you think the next console is going to cost?
About the
It's
same.
going to be $1,000. It's going to
Nah,
be $1,000 fucking. Think about how
I
much
don't think it will.
inflation is hit. Think about how much. No, they're going to eat the dick on having to cut the cost of the console. But
If it-
that's the point. They're
yeah.
losing so much money
Well,
on the
Xbox
consoles
has
because they can't
always,
sell it for what it actually is worth.
since day one, if you go
They
into the thing,
always have.
they've
They always
always
have.
lost money on
Yes.
selling consoles because they've like
They
the
make the money
CEO.
elsewhere.
Yeah, the CEO has said, he goes, "We're not in the business of making consoles. We're in the business of making software."
Right.
Which is the console's it's just the same way we release, PC parts. Like, but we're in the business of making software.
So-
The console's just a way to get software into your house.
Right. But the next console will not be $500. If they come up with a new, stronger, better console, it's
$699.
going to be
That's what I'm going with.
$700.
Yeah,
And
$699.
everybody's going to be like, this is insane. And people will buy it. People will buy it.
Yeah.
But why if you have a PC? Why if you have a Switch or a Steam Deck? Why would you buy a $700 console? It
Have you
better
seen these
blow your
PS?
fucking mind.
Have you seen these PS5 prices? People are out there fucking killing
Oh,
for
I
them.
know.
You know what I
Literally
mean? Like,
killing people for it.
yeah.
But
So
my point is
they'll
this:
buy it.
unless it is a significant generational change from
Yeah.
the previous, it is not going to sell at $700 price point. But that will be the minimum I expect the next console to sell for. But why would I spend $700 on a console when I have a PC that does the same or better? Usually better. That's why everybody always says PC Master Race, because PCs are just stronger. Sure, they cost more, but if I take good care of my computer, I don't have to buy one every 7 years. I mean, probably do because
You would upgrade.
yeah,
Like the
you'd
secret
upgrade
with
significant
PCs is
parts.
that, like, yeah, if you're not talking about
Ah.
pre-built, if you're talking about, you're
Yeah.
swapping out components,
Yeah.
easily, 500 here, 400
I
there,
mean,
whatever. But
Scott's not wrong. You build a PC, it's 15 plus, but you can get a console for 700. But in the last 5 years I've had an Xbox, I haven't turned it on.
Yeah.
I've
But
just been playing it on the PC.
the other thing there are the people that won't buy both.
Yeah.
So they'll pick one or the other. And there are the people that are not, console or PC literate, where they're just like, I just need to be like, if
It is a lot. Yeah.
they buy a PC from like Best Buy, looking at you, King Smith, because they like, I don't know shit about PC. I just need to push the button and it works. And it's like, and why is my PC a piece of shit? Because you didn't put the best pieces in it and all that. Yeah.
I think I miss sitting on a couch and playing a video game and talking to my boys.
Yeah.
I do miss that. But everybody I used to play with, they're not playing on the consoles anymore.
Yeah.
Or some of them traders went to PlayStation.
Mhm.
But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not that generation anymore. I'm not that player.
Demographic. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the PC. I love my Nintendo Switch. I love laying in bed or playing on the couch and
Yeah.
hanging out with my kids.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. I have
know.
my Switch for like when I travel, I just like to game on the go.
It's perfect for travel.
And I don't like to game on my phone. Like that's just my thing. I don't like
Dude, it's
gaming on
super
the phone.
toxic.
Yeah.
super bad for your health, and
Yeah.
I am.
I'll game on the
I am a
laptop.
victim.
I'll game on the laptop. I'll travel with the Xbox. I'll game with my Switch on the go, whatever. But I just try to stay off phone games because
Yeah, it's
I've
healthier.
fallen into that dark void and barely
Yeah.
made it out alive. So I'm like, I do not do
I'm
phone
doing my
games.
best, man.
It's
That's
not
why I
easy.
love Marvel Rivals right now, because it gives me a reason to stay off my phone and play on the
Yes.
PC.
Yes. One last thing, man. We're already past the hour, but one last thing.
Oh yeah, I saw
Because
that.
we talked about the DC lineup for this year. So I figured it's the first episode of the year. Let's talk about the Marvel lineup for the year, which starts surprisingly kind of came out of left field for a lot of people. Not us that were, in tune to it, but it came for most people that were just not into it. Spider-Man, the animated series, is coming January 29th. The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which for so long was touted as like the origin story of our Tobey Maguire, fucking Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Like it was supposed to be like, even the early designs showed him in the costume that we saw in Civil War. Like it was supposed to be the origin story for our Spider-Man, MCU Spider-Man. It has very much taken on a whole different take.
It is not that story.
It is definitely not that story. Nothing like it's definitely an origin story, but way outside the MCU universe. That's our Elseworld story of Spider-Man.
And the part that I find super fucking annoying is Disney's always trying to be inclusive, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it if it's done well. But why on God's green earth is every redhead in comic books always got to be race swapped to a black guy? Change a normal other person, not a redhead. Why is it always got to be the redhead characters? What is it about Hollywood that they think redhead people can be gender swap or race swap to other races? Like there are legitimately lots of other great roles that you could swap to a black actor. Why is it always the redheads or electric powers? Like what? There's so many other things they can do and be, guys. Come on now. It's 2025. and the
Running
year
out of
our
ideas,
Lord.
I guess.
Fix
Yeah.
it. I know. It's like Norman.
I mean,
is Norman
dude,
Osborn and Harry Osborn
technically,
are
there's probably more black people than redheads. So I mean,
like redheads are the minority in this regard.
but that's what I'm saying. So why are there so
mean,
many redheads in comics when there should be black? Maybe in comics back in the
That's what
day,
they did.
didn't want to
That's
make
what they
black people, so they
so
made
they made
redheads.
redheads. Yeah.
So now it's
It's-
going back to
it's
the
a
way it should have
stupid-
been.
Yeah, it's stupid from the beginning.
Yes,
But,
yes.
but like, yeah, there's plenty of other people who could have been race swapped to other races. And
Yeah.
and come on, can we get some fucking Hispanics in there? I mean, just one?
I mean, it's
You
New
know,
York
that's
City,
not
man.
a fucking.
One
That's not
of
a
the
fucking
largest
janitor or some
demographics.
shit.
Yeah, one of the largest
dude.
demographics in New York City is Spanish people. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah. He'll
Um,
rescue a few Spanish people, but God forbid if he speaks a little bit.
The
Ugh.
yes, the Sergeant McFinger thing. We'll touch on that one last thing before I go. So okay, real quick.
Sergeant
So
McFinger. Oh,
so Marvel, Spider-Man January 29th, Captain
Yes.
America Brave New World February 14th. Please, I hope it's good. I hope it's good. But I'm like, I hope it's good. Daredevil March 4th, awesome. Thunderbolts.
really excited.
Thunderbolts
Thunderbolts I'm
May
excited
6th.
for.
I think that's going to be a banger. I've
I
been
think it is
saying it
too.
since day one. I thought that was going to be the surprise hit of this year. And saying that Ironheart June 24th.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it because they're giving us a fucking Spanish actor as the Hood. If they kill
As
him
the
in
bad
one
guy.
fucking movie, I'm
as the
gonna
bad
ride.
guy. Of course, they're
I
going to
don't
bring the
care.
Spanish guy
I'll
as the
take
bad guy.
I'll take it. I'll take it because you know what though? He's a good villain. He's got a really depth to his story. He's a character nobody really knows, but I think is going to really be something you see more of, especially if he made the deal with Mephisto.
The thing with the Hood is in comics, there's been iterations of him that have been done really well.
Yeah.
And there have
And
been
some very
iterations of
poorly.
him that have been done so badly. Where
Yeah,
he's a
but you don't
like
bring-
Squirrel Girl beats him up. Like it's so bad.
Squirrel
It's so
Girl
bad.
has defeated Thanos and
That's
Doctor Doom.
okay.
and-
That's a subgenre of
No, one of her
that's
powers.
fake
One of her
news,
powers.
man. That's
One of her powers is if she believes she can beat somebody, she beats
it's
them.
fake news.
That's
All
Squirrel
right.
Girl's power, man.
So Ironheart,
I
June
don't make this up.
24th. Fantastic Four, July 25th, which I'm gonna say I'm more hyped for Thunderbolts than I am for Fantastic Four.
Oh, same,
But I
same.
do think Fantastic Four is gonna be good. I do
I hope Brave
believe
New
it's gonna
World
be
is
good.
good. I
want it to be good, but I don't
want
think
it to
it's
be.
gonna be. I
All
want
the
it to be.
reshoots scare me.
Yeah, and when
all
you're
the
bringing
reshoots
it, they brought in Giancarlo Esposito at the last minute rewrites to add a villain.
And it's completely separated from
Yeah.
the rest of the story.
It makes
I'm
it makes
worried.
me
I'm
nervous.
worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Fantastic Four, July 25th. The
I got
animated
hopes for it.
animated Eyes of Wakanda,
Yeah.
August 6th.
That
That
could
should
be
be
cool.
interesting. Yeah, that'll be an interesting to see kind of more world building for the Wakanda
Please
people.
don't fuck it up.
It'd be October brings us Marvel Zombies, the
Mhm.
animated series, which I'm excited to see what they do.
After What If, yeah.
I hope they don't pull punches. Like if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't give us like the Saturday morning cartoon zombies, right? Like
You saw What If.
I know, but
I don't think it's going to be much better than that.
I hope it is.
I worry. Better zombie universe, Deceased was better. But the Marvel Zombies in the comics doesn't pull punches.
In the original run,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was one of the best things I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
read in a long time.
I
It
agree.
was so good.
I don't
Now,
know that
they beat it to death where they did like Marvel Zombies 2 and Marvel Zombies 3 and Marvel Zombies, where it was like, all right, it's no good. But that original run, how it was introduced, oh man, I went hard. I went hard on that.
Yeah, this is excellent. Yeah.
Lastly, ending this year in December, the biggest surprise to me of all of this, Wonder Man, the series,
As a show.
biggest surprise, because again, I think there are better characters.
Yeah.
Well,
He could become a great character if they do it well.
Even I was saying, even at his best, I was never a Wonder Man fan. I just his character was always like, it was never done well. In my opinion, it was just never done well. But we'll see. Maybe the series is better. But I don't know. It was an interesting choice with all the IP they own. That Wonder Man would be the choice. I don't know.
I love Yahya Abdul-Mateen. He's a fucking great
Sure.
actor.
Absolutely.
I hate he was wasted as Mantis or Manta, Black Manta.
Mhm.
But I have high hopes
Yeah.
that he's at least, even if his show sucks, which I don't think it will. I think it'll actually. I think if anything, it won't be like Agatha All Along good, but it could be WandaVision good. Which I thought WandaVision was a good show.
Yeah.
I hated the first 2 episodes, but once I got past that serialization of the show and I understood what the fuck it was and why it was happening the way it was happening, I'm like, okay. But then you pull WandaVision and it's like, or Agatha, and it's like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping it's in between the two. I don't think it'll be as good as WandaVision. Agatha. But nobody expected it to be good.
That's the thing.
Excellent.
Agatha All Along was one of those
excellent.
that I think people slept on, and it was really good.
Yeah.
Really
It was
good.
really
If you stuck with it the whole way through, it was so well done. So
I
well
didn't
done.
see the signs, man. They
were
they
there.
got me.
They were there.
And usually I'm super critical, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
watching. I'll watch it a second time, and then you'll see it all. But like the first time, I was like, "Fuck that's how you do it."
It was something that I mentioned to, like, me and my wife were watching it, and I mentioned in the first episode when it happened. I was like, this is kind of weird that like the way she's saying this and then, but like I didn't
How
go like,
she was
oh,
saying
that's like that's gonna be. But I put a pin in it, and then it was like 2 episodes before the end where I went, something's wrong here. And I was like, what? And I was like, this is too many things. It was, you know what it was? The exact moment I can tell you is when Death, when she steps and she cuts the screen and walks through it. I went,
Yeah.
what the fuck is? I was like, is that supposed to be like some special power? And then I'm like, no, but they didn't. They didn't add any like bzzz or like it's just it looked. I was like,
It's a screen.
It looked like some shit you would see like on a High School Musical play where you just cut it and
like
then
they
walk
just tore
through.
the thing and walk
Yeah,
through.
and that's when I went, it's all fake. And I told my mom, I was like, it's all fake. She goes, what do you mean? I'm like, no, it's none of this is real. Like it's not. Anyway, whatever.
And it makes sense when you say it that way too, because he was a high schooler.
Yeah, exactly.
So it
was
fucking
all
made
anyway.
sense. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for hanging out with us these 2+ hours of Pop Culture Warrior. So much to talk about, so much new. Like we've got interviews lined up the wazoo. There's so much stuff. I'm not gonna name names yet because we're just a couple things are gonna be pre-recorded, a couple things are gonna be live. I've got dude, there's so much. Dude, 2025 is gonna be stacked. It's gonna be stacked because I've already got people sending me screener links. Dude, I was invited to fucking the Cannes Film Festival. I was invited to the New York previews of or is it Cannes or Sundance or one of the ones. You know what I'm talking about. One of those things. Let me see, which one was it real quick?
And he didn't tell me.
I literally got the email today. I got the email today.
Okay.
Like it just came in.
Fair enough.
We the first time we're talking since it was
it's like the first time of the year.
I gotta find the email. But needless to say, lots of really cool stuff. Cons, exclusives, interviews, merch. Like I said, the finger update. Thank you for reminding me. That's a thing I'm working on. Like it's on the back burner. Admittedly, I had some, with all the rebuild of everything that became priority. I'm going to do that. And in fact, I'm going to do it. And I'm wondering if somehow if I could do like a Patreon exclusive or where Patreon members will get a copy. Do a digital copy that I can send them out, and then if you want a physical copy, I can make them and order them, whatever. But at least do a digital copy, and that'll be for Patreon members. I don't know, something. I'm gonna figure it out. It is happening. It is 100% happening. I actually have some storyboards that I've there's a couple pieces I want to get just right. But it is happening. This is a real thing. Do you know the whole backstory about that? No, you don't. Okay. This came up from an episode. We were joking about something, and we started joking about my missing finger. And I joked, I said, I've always had this funny idea of like my finger is just slowly crawling its way across Afghanistan, trying to get back to me.
Trying to get back to you, yeah.
And it's just, it doesn't go very fast. It just takes time. And then just through the joking, it was like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to make a children's style adult book. The story of this grizzled warfinger that has to cross all the, and the idea that the knuckle hair becomes it's this bit, the beard. And then the bandage becomes a bandana because it's a bandage holding the finger together.
That's dope.
And this, and it was I saved the episode, and it was this it was crazy. He's gonna come across a jihadist arm or something like that across, all these adventures he goes on, and just he becomes grizzled and chap and. I don't. There all these great ideas, really, really great ideas. So I have it all kind of storyboarded out, and I have all these different ideas and things, and he gets captured and he gets tortured. They're pulling the fingernail, they're torturing him, and it's a whole thing, dude.
That's awesome.
It's
I love it.
and we're gonna use AI to do because there's an AI that does animations. You put in the storyboards and everything, and it animates everything. So we're going to animate it, and I'm going to make it into an actual, children's book that's not for children, obviously. But yes, I'm very, very excited about that. It is going to happen. Radar's Toe needs to make an appearance. Yes, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Edward wants credit for some of that. Yep. Hey, be a Patreon. I'll put it on the Patreons. All the Patreons will get like producer credits or editor credits or whatever the fuck they give book credits are. But that's Patrick says, I challenge you to get someone like Morgan Freeman to do the audiobook version of it, or better yet, Samuel L. Jackson.
Narration. Yes.
Like he did Go the Fuck to Sleep. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Perfect. Excellent.
Listen,
$1 million idea.
This will happen. It's a matter of not if, but when. This will happen. There's nothing more that I'd love to see this come to fruition, because I feel like it's also something that, like, jokingly or not, I think I could get this like onto like morning talk shows. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just put it out there. Like, this veteran wrote a story about his missing finger.
Oh, yeah.
And like, just even if it's as a joke, I think certain stations would pick it up just to fill time. It's a 5-minute plug story. Like, oh, look at this funny
And
story about the thing.
supporting veterans. Yeah.
I think
it'd be awesome.
Oh my God. So Angry Ellis the Kill Sock. We make like a stiff sock is like, could be like a villain that he comes across, that he's got a bad, like all this stuff. It writes itself. It writes itself.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's gonna be written by CQ and AI. Oh man. But anyway, so yes, that is happening.
Awesome.
But honestly, this year is gonna be huge for us. There's a lot that's going to happen. There's a lot that is, fingers crossed, gonna happen. Like best case scenario is gonna happen, which is gonna be huge. And man, when we can talk about it, game changer.
It's gonna be fun.
But some changes for FTX, giveaway stuff. They're sending me samples. When we started doing FTX, that's because we used to get together and game all the time, and that's what we did. We just had fun, and we always joked about putting a camera so that people could see us being silly and having fun. Never in my wildest dream did I think companies were going to be sending me games to play. Some of which are good, some of which are like Hello Kitty's Happy Day. I mean, it is what it is, But
that's okay.
Fucking we'll play it. I don't give a shit. Like, what bunch of grizzled old vets playing Hello Kitty, whatever.
Eat some edibles and play some weird shit.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Your audio went out.
Oh, shit, did I bump my mic again?
There you go. You're back.
I bumped my mic. But yeah, lots of shit coming, man. I'm so excited. This is gonna be I feel like I say this every year, but it's true every year. This is gonna be our best year ever. I am taking suggestions. Like I said, the colors, if the angle is really, I'm trying something different. So if the angle is like really bothering people, or the colors are bothering people, or whatever, let me know. Because I want to make this enjoyable for you guys. I want you guys to enjoy it as much as we love sitting here and talking and bullshitting and chatting with you guys. I want to make it enjoyable for you guys to watch. So, if the music needs to change, the volume needs to change, colors need to change. If you got ideas for merch, I don't know if you guys saw early, for those that didn't catch it earlier, real quick, let me bring it up just because, got to get that selfless plug in. Giggity.
Roll for glory.
Let's see, where's my internet button? There it is. So here's the new merch we got up right now. The Pop Culture Warrior talk nerdy to me. The Victory is Earned, Never Giving FTX shirt. There's the Roll for Glory FTX shirt. There's the PCW Pop t-shirt that says, what is it? If it's not about the size of the figure, but the depth of the fandom, and stuff like that. And you can get it on different colors, different shirts, different sizes, there's, literally go to the top. There's hoodies, sweatshirts, tank tops, t-shirts, office supplies, bags, stickers, stationery, socks, drinkware, mugs. All that stuff is available. PCW gear. Go check it out. Multiple camera angles. Ton. Bro, so I keep a little note log of like when I have these little moments of thoughts of like, oh, I need to think about that. Literally one of them, it says camera 2. And it's literally so I can be talking to you guys here and then just turn, and I'm gonna have a camera this way, and that'll be my camera too. And I want to do like the little, that little office to look to the side, like. But yeah, so that is a great idea, and I have thought of it, and that's at some point that's gonna happen. Again, my list of many things to follow up on. I definitely, in fact, let me just hang on, wait for it. I'm adding notes. Got it. Got it. All right. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with us. As always, let's real quick run through the recap. Here at WTF Nation, we have many shows that you might like to enjoy. We have Sunday nights, the Sports Bar with King and Coach, all your sporting needs. It's the end of the football season, man. Playoffs start this week. I'm excited and also sad. So, it is what it is. Monday edition with Ice and Massey. They were back last night. They had a great time. It was a fun show. Lots to talk about what's happening in the world because there's a lot of shit that is happening. I don't know about it, but apparently there's lots of things happening in the world right now. I try not to leave this room as often as possible so that I'm protected from the outside world. And let's see, the Tuesdays, that's us, Pop Culture Warrior, typically me and Mad Mike. Obviously, we've got the lovely Nemo tonight. Thank you for joining us. Wednesdays, the Smoke Pit. That is Radar and TZ. Not back this week. They need one more week before they're back, but they'll be back next week with more episodes of the Smoke Pit. Sergeant's Time on Thursdays with Ice and Spanky. Friday night is FTX. Not this week, but next week. FTX is back with more games and fun and silliness. We'll see Nemo there. We'll see Nemo on FTX next week. And then Saturday, closing out the week, we have Weekend Co-ops. Weekend Co-ops. I'll give you the floor here, Nemo, man. Talk about Weekend Co-ops. Tell the people why they should watch.
So it's funny that the night started off with the poster of the Fantastic Four on the wall right next to CQ, because this weekend starts season 1 of Marvel Rivals. I have been addicted to it. It is a fucking great game. They're probably going to rip a lot of my money into that game. So I might be playing that on Saturday. I think that's what I want to play on Saturday. The only thing is I end up playing that solo. So if anybody wants to play Marvel Rivals, we can do some quick matches. Oh, I see some hands. All right, CQ, come play. If anybody else wants to add me, the character, my account name on Marvel Rivals is Nemo Damus. NEMODAMUS. Add me. We'll play some shit. I'm not like a fucking streamer. I'm not like the best in the world, but I'm getting into like gold on ranked, but we can play some casual, just enjoy
First of all,
shit.
you are a streamer. You meant to say you're not like a professional gamer.
Yeah, I'm not like, Ninja or Tim the Tatman or, any of those cats. I don't play it for a living. I play it when I have time.
The actual King Smith is in the chats. He says,
the actual
I'll
King
pull
Smith
up.
He does play with. We have played some games.
Maybe the three of us got to throw down.
Y'all will see a different side of me because we've never really played a competitive game as friends. I could be.
We used to back in the day. We used to.
Yeah.
We used to play a little COD and
playing something like But I don't remember
we saw
playing
that side of you.
Like
we saw
probably.
That side of you.
I had to stop. I played Smite for years and I had to stop. I was getting so ornery. So this Saturday, hey, let's tee it up. Marvel Rivals this Saturday, season 1. The Fantastic Four are coming. The first 2 are going to be Reed Richards and Sue Storm. So they're looking amazing. Sue Storm as a healer fucking tickles that part of my soul where I'm just like, yes. I'm kind of an Adam Warlock main at the moment. But in season 1, there's some fucking sick skins for Adam Warlock. Anyways, so I will see you Saturday night. We're gonna play some Marvel Rivals. Join up.
Yeah, hell yeah. Keith Miller says, I think streaming some Borderlands 4 could be interesting when that comes out. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So 2025. I'm gonna tell you right now. Monster Hunter Wilds on the list. Elden Ring, Night Rain on the list. Hyper Light Breaker on the list. Anything that can be played as a squad on the list. Monster Hunter Wilds is on that list. And what was the one he just mentioned? Borderlands.
Borderlands 4,
Please
yep.
believe Borderlands is on the list. But yeah, everything announced at the Game Awards over the holiday, everything that you've heard about for 2025, I got a list. They're already in my library, ready to roll when they launch. So yeah. Oh, and if we get betas and get in on some of these while they're in early access,
You're looking at the biggest beta right here, baby.
We're going to be in there, and we're going to be streaming if there's no NDA. If there's an NDA, we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
But if there's no NDA, I did it with Marvel Rivals. I streamed all of the betas in Marvel Rivals because we had to open.
Actually, King Smith's asking, what about GTA 6 Online, if that comes to be? I'm assuming you meant GTA 5 Online, because GTA 6 ain't coming out this year. It ain't coming out.
I don't think it's coming out in 25. I don't think
it's not coming out in 2025. Not happening.
We can play some GTA. I'm not going to buy GTA because I played GTA in the past. I don't love it. It's not really my demo.
Yeah.
But
it's good for role play and stuff. I've seen it's a big community out there that does
totally.
They take that shit serious, man.
Now, if they really tee up the heist game modes, and there's a lot more height. If it's more like an MMO where there's actual objectives and things to do aside from robbing, stealing, and killing people, which you can get in every game. If they have the heists and stuff like that, where you could do missions and team up with people and do shit, absolutely, I'll play GTA again. But if it's just kids stealing cars and killing each other on the streets, I'm over that. But yeah, show me some gameplay of GTA 6 and I'll tell you if we're going to play it.
All right. You heard it here first, folks. All right, guys, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. King says, I'm saving it. GTA will release in 2025. Dude, it's not coming out in 2025. Let it go.
Now, if we go to San Diego Comic-Con and they have a presence, we'll at least get to try it. And if we try it there and it's good, then we know it might be in 2025. But until that hits, I don't think it's happening. But
it's not coming out in 2025.
It's not coming out.
They would already be starting the hype train if it was coming out in 2025. They're not going to be they're going to be what are they going to do in May? Oh yeah, by the way, Christmas, GTA 6 coming out. No, they're going to have that announcement at least a year prior, a full calendar year minimum, where they're going to be are you ready? 1 year from today, GTA 6. Ah! They're not coming out this year. I can tell you
right now, they're in no rush to release it.
They're
still making a
GTA 5's making a shit ton of money.
Yeah, they're worried about how GTA 6 will kill GTA 5. Yeah. That's what they're worried about.
Yep.
You watched the movie Free Guy?
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is. It's one game killing another game when there's no reason to kill the previous game.
Yep. Bingo, bango. You said it best. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to go spank some ass. I got to go beat King Smith in college football 2025 because he thinks he's hot shit. I'm about to take his ass down. So maybe I'll stream that on my Twitch. Do
that. Stream the shit out of that.
Stream me beating. So if you want to see me
whomping
beat
that ass,
the ever-loving Smith out of King, make him my bitch. Jump over to Twitch, man. Look up Pop Culture Warrior on Twitch, and I'll stream there. Me whooping that ass. He wants to put 20 on it. You want to put 20?
He is a gambling man.
Let's talk offline, my man.
He is a gambling
man. My man. Let's talk offline. We'll. I'm feeling.
You gotta stream it. You gotta stream it because I want to see those tears. For me, the one of y'all, I'll take tears from either side.
But all right, guys. Thank y'all for watching. We will see you. Well, we won't see you next week. Somebody will. There will be people live next week. But
we got a guy for that.
we'll be in the theaters watching Wolfman. We'll let you know how it goes. All right, Nemo. Thanks for joining me tonight. Say goodnight to the audience.
Peace.
All right, let me do it right. Say goodnight, Nemo.
Good night, Nemo.
There it is. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. 2 weeks. Shots.
2 weeks.